From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets. All right, we are here, my bad. I had to go give my dogs a treats. Give them some treats. They're being good boys. Let me get my stuff together now. Let me get my stuff together. Today we had a nice eventful day of boxing. I ain't gonna hold you. A lot of information today. Hold on. Let me get right. A lot of information today. I said, whoa. It was an overflow of information today. Yes, sir. I love that, man. Had to put in a lot of work, but I love getting to work, and I do enjoy it. All right, so let's get it popping. I don't think I have my camera right on. Let me fix my camera now. Can't let y'all see the camera all out of whack. All right, should be pretty straight now. Let's get it. We are here in the building. Let's go. Cut the light on so y'all can see me. All right, so yeah, man. So first off, I want to thank God for letting us have another day to stream. You know, so let's see the brightness of another beautiful day. You know what I'm saying? That's first and foremost. So God is good. We got to see today and enjoy all this information that we had to take in and absorb, right? Yes, sir. We got a lot of information that we got to take in today and absorb. So first off, man, what we gonna talk about? We have a lot of stuff to talk about. What y'all want to talk about first? I'm trying to think what I want to talk about first. What do we want to talk about first? Let's start off with the weekend. Let's go in chronological order. So let's go in chronological order. Starts with Saturday. So on Saturday, as Plaza say, sweet Porsa Saturday. You know, we had a big fight. We had a few fights actually. Some fights in England too. But primarily, I want to talk about, of course, Abdullah Mason, man. Abdullah Mason, man. Who's the guy that he fought? Rano? I can't remember his name right now, but he looked amazing as usual. You know, shout out to the young man. Big salute. He always looking good, man. He dropped a bomb on that boy, knocked him out. He always looks good. Always looks impressive. But I want to talk about primarily is the main event, man, which we saw Jared Anderson versus I always mess this guy's name up. Riyad, is it Riyad Marai or Riyad Murhi? I always forget if it's Murhi or Marai. I don't remember if it's Mehry or Merhy. But either way, you know what I'm talking about, man. That heavyweight. Man, I don't want to be too hard on my boy Big Baby, but I do, you know, he has a lot on his shoulders, you know what I'm saying? He's supposed to be able to carry that, you know, with big talent and big skill and big power, because big responsibility, right? That's how the saying goes. And you know, he's been touted as the next American heavyweight, you know what I'm saying? Not just American heavyweight too, of course, America because he's American, you know, but he's touted as the next up and coming heavyweight, and that coming from the reigning best heavyweight of this current era, which is Tyson Fury. You know, he has a huge endorsement from Tyson Fury saying that he has the skills to be the best and be the future of the heavyweight division. You know, I'm not saying that Tyson Fury is wrong. I'm not implying that, but I do think that was a little premature to bestow such a judgment, whether it's positive or negative. You know, I think he's too young to really say he's not going to be good, and I think he's too green to really determine whether he is actually good at this moment. Like, he hasn't really faced the best competition. Like, I know he fought Charles Martin, who was a former champ, of course, but he didn't look the best, you know. And Charles Martin, let's be honest, he was on the decline, you know. Well, I don't even think he was the best skill wise anyway as a champion, but you gotta respect the champs. I like to respect the champs a lot, but he did catch him on the downside of his career, you know, and he didn't really look that good. And that's kind of what the fight this weekend reminded me of, you know. It's like, yeah, you won because he basically washed Mehry. Man, let me see if it's Mehry or Merhy. I think it's Mehry. I think it's Riyad Mehry. Or it might be Murray. I think it might be Murray. Hold on. I always mess his man's name up. Riyad Murray. Hold on. Let me look it up. I think it's Merhy. Yeah, it's Emmy. So Murray. So Murray, man, I think Murray, he came in. I don't even want to say came in looking to survive. Like, because that implied that like he was even in trouble. I'm not going to say that he came in looking to survive. I think he just came in. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is survive. You know, he came in just to last, you know, because he was never in trouble. I don't think that he even believed that he was going to be in trouble. It's like they had an agreement, like, hey, man, you let me hit you 10 times per round, and you could swing, you know what I'm saying, once, just to make it look like you are putting up some type of fight, like you fighting back a little bit, you know, putting up some type of opposition. You're not just going out here just laying down, you know, just throw one swing in there, and then it's like they had an agreement before the fight. It's like, I've never seen such, like I said, he watched him won every round. I don't think, I can't recall last time I seen them more dominating, lackluster, less intriguing win in boxing in a while. Like, I can't say he didn't dominate him because he won every round. I really want to know. Like I said, I don't want to be nitpicky, but I want to know how that judge, I think one of the judges gave him a 99-91. I want to know what round he gave to Murray, because I don't know what round he could have got. It's okay to give one round, but I don't understand. It should have been 190. The other two judges had it 190. I think that was the right score. I don't know what round Murray won. So with that being said, is like, yeah, there was no opposition. So I won't even want to say survive, because I feel like when you come into survive, and as much as I love the Charlos, I feel like Jermell Charlo probably fought for like 1 or 2 rounds, and after Canelo hit him with a good body shot, he was in survival mode because he knew he could get hurt. Murray, I don't think that he ever felt the danger from Jared Anderson. He just didn't want to fight back. You know what I'm saying? He had no fight back in him.
Get him up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Fight back, nigga. Fight back.
He ain't fight back at all. So, like, that's the thing. When you say survive, it's like it implies there was some danger. I don't think there was any implication or any degree of danger from Jared Anderson. It's like he was content just, you know, getting a couple punches in and winning every round, and he was content with just getting his face getting punched on and losing every round. So I just really felt like from Jared Big Baby Anderson at that point, yes, you got to prioritize winning. Your first priority should be winning, of course, but you should also, you gotta understand that sports has an entertainment side of it as well. So you want to look intriguing. You don't have to go for the knockout. You don't even have to get a knockout, but you should win. I think Murray was the perfect opposition to look good against, and Big Baby didn't look good against him. You know what I'm saying? I think he was a prototypical fighter, an opponent that you want if you want to look good and give people a reason to check you out. And it's like you couldn't even capitalize on that. Like, what other fighter, especially a contender at the heavyweight division, who's going to sit there and let Jerry Anderson punch him like that? Nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's the answer. The answer is no one. You know, so I just felt like Big Baby Anderson, like, as I do want to believe in him, but it's just, he just shows me too many signs and warning signs that either he's not engaged, he's not dedicated, he's not serious, he doesn't have the aspirations to be great, or he's just not interested at all, you know, point blank period. So, well, I think he has the tools and the skill set to be there. You know, having talent is only half the battle. You know, they always say hard work beats talent all day. You know, hard work and dedication beats talent all day, especially when you're at a world level, right? So at that point, the majority of people, not virtually everybody, but not everybody, so essentially everybody is at the height or the pinnacle of their skills. You know what I'm saying? So what will separate you? How much of that extra mile you run, how much of the extra time you get in on the heavy bag, how much of the extra sparring you get in. So it's that hard work and that effort that separates you. And I'm not sure Jared Anderson has that, you know. And then when you factor in some of the things that he says, you know, it just doesn't, it's not, what's the word? It's not conducive with being a heavyweight great. You know, he says like, I might retire without being a champion, or, you know, I just want to, do this. I'm not even sure if I want to be a champion. I just want to be able to get in and get out. And there's nothing wrong with that either. But this is the issue. And it's not his fault either. Sometimes people bestow their own expectations on somebody. So, maybe Jared Anderson doesn't want to be a great. Maybe he just sees boxing as a means to an end to get paper and shot him. He's a young dude with a lot of money. And, hey, if that's all you want it for, that's all you want it for. But when you have somebody like Tyson Fury come out, who's the best, in my opinion, the best heavyweight of this era, come out and say, oh, yeah, man, this guy's the next best boxer. And you got some trainers saying that, oh, yeah, man, this guy's going to be the best. And some people expect him to be the best of the next heavyweight, the best American champion, to represent American heavyweight boxing. Then, he seemingly falls short of that. So, yeah, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. But if you're going to, present yourself out there as being the best, and and he be talking trash too, like I talked about. I remember him saying that Daniel Dubois is boring, and it's like, you said Daniel Dubois is boring, and then you went out there and looked like that.
What?
That's like that's kind of troubling, you know what I'm saying? Like so it's like the pot calling the kettle black, or you know what I'm saying, or let me think of another one, you know what I'm saying. Or the snow calling the cotton white, or something like that. I don't know. I made it up, but so it's just like, yeah. So it seems very contradictory. That's all. But and I know Jared Anderson, when he does, and he also does things like call out Deontay Wilder, because Deontay Wilder, for better or for worse, right now, he has been the best heavyweight for American boxing for the longest. And I would say right now, he's still on that throne by default. But like those of you that pay attention to the channel, that I'm very fond of Deontay Wilder, but I'm more fond of the truth, and I think the truth is that Deontay Wilder shouldn't be fighting anymore. In my opinion, because I think he's a shell of himself. I think he's only Deontay Wilder by name only, and I mean, I don't know him personally, obviously, but I'm like weary and fearful that he's gonna keep going like a lot of greats that we've seen, like Roy Jones Jr. keeps going past their prime, and not even necessarily past their prime, but just past the time to where they could practice their craft while also maintaining some level of safety. You know what I'm saying? I think that once you start seeing somebody get beat on in the way that Joseph Parker beat on Deontay Wilder, yeah, he didn't knock him out, but these are heavyweight punches, and heavyweight guys and gals are strong. So he endured all those punches for the duration of 12 rounds, and that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention his trilogy that he had with Tyson Fury. He has 47 fights, I think. I think he has 43 wins, 3 losses, 2 losses to Tyson Fury, 1 draw with Tyson Fury, 1 loss to Deontay Wilder, to Joseph Parker. Yeah, I think he has 43 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. That's almost 50 fights. That's 47 fights, if I'm not mistaken. Unless I missed a couple wins here or there. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a lot of fights. That's a lot of mileage. And then he's 38 or 39. So he has a lot of ring mileage, and that's kind of old. That's not old in life, but older to be boxing, at a high level, high contact sport, combat sport. It's a hurt game. So I do think that just for his own safety, to keep his faculties about him after life of boxing, I think that he should stop, in my opinion, because I don't foresee him beating any heavyweight contender at all. You know what I'm saying? Unless he comes back, which you could come back and turn it around. You know what I'm saying? Come back. If he could be like Bomb Squad, then yeah, I got him over. Jared Anderson still, especially with Jared Anderson's last performance. But I don't think that's gonna come back, because as much as I commend Joseph Parker for, beating Deontay Wilder and beating Zhilei Zhang, I thought that Zhilei Zhang was more impressive because he overcame the 2 knockdowns, and Zhilei Zhang was trying to get him out of there, and Joseph Parker won. I do not really give him too much. I was not impressed with him beating Deontay Wilder, because I was more impressed with how bad Deontay Wilder looked. Any honest person could look at that and see that was not the normal Deontay Wilder, the Deontay Wilder that we expect. You know what I'm saying? That's why he was a heavy favorite to beat Joseph Parker and essentially be a formality for him to go fight Anthony Joshua after Anthony Joshua handled his business with Otto Wallen on that same night. But it didn't happen, and that's not what transpired. And here we are, Joseph Parker with, don't let him count you out, man. Shout out to Joseph Parker for handling business. And speaking of Deontay Wilder, so like I say, but long story short, though, I don't really think that Jared Anderson, even if Jared Anderson calls out Deontay Wilder to assume the throne of American heavyweight boxing, I feel like he's giving mixed signals. You know what I'm saying? I just go back to what I'm saying. Like, you want to call it Deontay Wilder so you could assume the face of heavyweight boxing, but then you also say things like you're not really that focused. There's things that will lead us to believe or give the impression that you're not really too focused on boxing. So you can't have it both ways, in my opinion. But speaking of Deontay Wilder, before we go to that too, also this Saturday we saw F.A. Ajagba versus what's the Italian guy's name, man, that he fought? Vianello, I believe. What's his name? Vianello? Guido Vianello? Let me look it up real quick. I believe his name is Guido Vianello. But shout out to the Nigerian boxer Ajagba, man. You know what I'm saying? Representing the great nation of Nigeria, man. Ajagba fought Guido, Vianello from Italy. And he won a split decision. You know, they were former sparring partners. That was questionable. I'm gonna be honest. I had Vianello winning by 1 or 2 rounds myself. I had him winning by, I think I had him winning by 1 round, but it was a close fight. So, you know, and Ajagba won by split decision. So whenever it's a close fight, you know, I've been watching box for a long time, man. I don't get mad or say it's a robbery because it didn't go the way I thought it went. But I did be very honest. I remember scoring that fight during live commentary, and I had Vianello winning by 1 round. But Ajagba squeezed it out. He got the dub. And, you know, held it down for Nigeria. But that's the guy who people wanted Jared Anderson to fight. And coming from that performance, I would like to see that Jared Anderson against Ajagba as well. I think that would be a good fight. I think, as we can see, that Ajagba can get rattled. He did get rattled by Vianello. But he's also going to fight, too. So he's going to fight. And Jared Anderson's not going to be able to fight and give a lax performance like he did against Marai. He's not gonna be able to do that against Ajagba. So that would be a good fight, and that would determine some things and whether Anderson is really here or Ajagba is, you know, he's the next up and comer. You know what I'm saying? So I think that could determine quite a bit. So I'm looking forward to that, man. And then, so speaking of Deontay Wilder, today we also had some announcements, man. We had the Queensberry 5v5 today, man. And also shout out to Barrett, Alpha Barrett as well, man. Jamaican, you know what I'm saying? Jamaican born Englishman. I believe he was born in Jamaica. I know he's Jamaican Englishman. He also won against Jordan Gill this Saturday too as well. So shout out to them, man. And shout out to the women as well, man. Rihanna Dixon and what was the other young lady's name? I can't remember her name right now. Not Sky Nicholson. That was a week before. Dang, I can't remember her name right now, but she also won too, man. Shout out to them. So like, women's boxing looking good too, man. We gotta step that up to 3 minutes though. You know, I gotta make a petition or something to let the ladies fight for 3 minutes, man. I don't, they jipping them a minute, man, making them fight 2-minute rounds. And I think a lot of them would prefer to fight 3 minutes as well. So we gotta get something done about that. But next up we want to talk about the Queensberry versus Matchroom 5v5 matchup, man. That right there. I've been hearing some people say that they're not really interested in it, man. I love it. My boy, what up, Blink? My boy P don't remember me. You know, I mean, if you want to be remembered, then you show up. You know what I'm talking about? But yeah, so the 5v5, that joint is about to go crazy, man. So we have let me pull up the list right now, man. So I'm not doing no capping. Hold on, give me a second. So of course we have the main event of the 5v5. Well, the main event will be the Artur Beterbiev and Artur Beterbiev and Dimitri Bivol. But this right here is crazy, man. This right here, I think it's a great event. Now I will say, you know, some people I'm gonna be honest. I expected it to be mediocre. You know, because I thought it was gonna be some boxers that I haven't heard of, but man, to my pleasant surprise, man, I've heard of everybody except for one fight. So I'm unfamiliar with only one fighter, and he's involved in another fight where the other dude I'm only familiar with him due to his losses. Like his most notable fights to me are his losses, and that's not a good thing. But as far as familiarity goes, man, these are some hitters right here, man. So I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up right here, man. I'm gonna bring it up for this Queensberry 5v5. This is a good matchup, man. So first off, we have let me pull it up. Hold on. So we have Craig Richards versus Willie Hutchinson. Now, admittedly, I'm not familiar with Willie Hutchinson. I'm not familiar with him at all. So this is the one that, you know, I did a prediction early today. I didn't even make a prediction because I'm not familiar with him at all. But Craig Richards, I'm familiar with Craig Richards. If I'm not mistaken, I know Craig Richards because of his losses. You know, I know his 2 losses. I mean, he might. Let me see. Does he have 2 losses or 3 losses? Anyway, I've seen the 2 fights I remember him for is for 1 loss to Joshua Boatsy, who's another Englishman, English light heavyweight, and then his other one, of course, is Dimitri Bivol. Let me look him up real quick. He does have another loss to Frank Buglioni, but I don't remember. I didn't see that fight. But I seen him against Joshua Buatsi, and I seen him against Dimitri Bivol. So his most notable fights to me are losses. That being Craig Spider Richards, I believe his nickname is Spider. And so that one I don't really have an opinion on because I'm not familiar with either one of them. You know what I'm saying? Willie Hutchinson, I don't know at all wins or losses, but Craig Richards, I only seen his losses. So that's the one that I'm like, okay, it's not that big of a deal to me. But I'm cool with that. It's 5v5, and I only don't know one matchup. You see what I'm saying? Craig Richards representing Matchroom and Willie Hutchinson representing Queensberry. But then the next matchup we have is Austin Ammo Williams out of Texas, I believe. He's fighting for Matchroom against Hamza Shiraz. Now, the only thing with these two is that I like Austin Williams and I like Hamza from what I've seen. The only thing is that I don't know. You know, when they're both prospects, it's hard to determine and discern between how good a fighter is and just how mediocre or bad their opponents are. Yo, Smoochie in the building. What's good, Smoochie? So I can't really determine how good. I don't know. You know, I don't want to jump the gun, but Austin Ammo Williams looks good. I remember his last fight was against a gentleman named Mbamba, and he got him out of there, you know, and he looked good doing it. Hamza, I remember him fight his fights. I can't remember his opponents off the top of my head. But watching him fight, he always looks impressive as well. So the fact that they're both undefeated, both going at it, and then Hamza Shiraz has been named the captain, so Frank Warren has a lot of confidence in him. This fight right here, man, I think it's, from what I've seen of them, I think it's a 50-50 fight. I don't know who wins. I'll be rooting for Austin Ammo Williams for sure, but I would lean towards Hamza Shiraz if I was going to put money on it, simply because off the straight that Frank Warren decided to make him his captain. And yeah, so I feel like he could have made some other people his captain, but he chose Hamza Shiraz as his captain, and that kind of makes me like, okay, he must know something. He must be very confident in this guy. And if you do know the point implications of the captain is that when the captain wins or gets a knockout or something like that, they get double the points that the other fighters earn. So I thought that was very important and indicative of the confidence of that Frank Warren has in Hamza. So I mean, that might not be the best reason to lean towards somebody, but that's good enough for me, damn it. Because like I said, they're both undefeated, good fighters. I'm rooting for Austin Ammo Williams, but I think I'm leaning towards Hamza Shiraz. Yo, Jansen in the building. Yeah, we're talking about Queensberry versus Matchroom right now, man. Eddie Hearn versus Frank Warren. For those of you just coming in, I talked about. I'll backtrack for a bit. What do you mean by points, though? What even is this? Okay, so they're doing like a tournament style, and it's not just gonna be let's say, so you know Ray Ford, no, you know Deontay Wilder, you know Zayday Zhang, you know Ray Ford, you know Nick Ball, right? Excuse me. So let's say that Nick Ball loses to Ray Ford for Matchroom, right? Ray Ford's for Matchroom, and let's say Zayday Zhang beats Deontay Wilder for Queensberry. It's not going to be 1-1 because Deontay Wilder was selected as a captain. Then let me rephrase that. Let's say Deontay Wilder wins. It'll be better for the example I'm going to give. Deontay Wilder is Eddie Hearn's captain, right? So if Deontay Wilder beats Zayday Zhang by knockout and Nick Ball beats Ray Ford by knockout, it's not 1-1 because Nick Ball's with Queensberry and Deontay Wilder's with Matchroom. But because Deontay Wilder's a captain, he's going to get double the points, so he'll have 2. And Nick Ball will have 1 point. This is just an example. I don't know the exact breakdown, but so if you get a knockout, that counts for more points than a decision win. If you get a unanimous decision win, it counts for more points than a split decision win. So that's how they're doing it. They didn't break it down. Well, let me not say that they didn't. In the portion of the press conference that I watched today, I didn't catch a full breakdown. They did talk about it though, so they may have, maybe I was doing something with my dogs or editing or something, I didn't hear it, but I didn't catch the part where they gave a full breakdown. But that's the gist of it. So it's not just as simple as a win is a win. Nah, if you win by KO, then you get more points than if you win by decision. If they win a decision, they win 1 point. And if a TKO or KO, I think that's 2 points for the TKO. Exactly. Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, I think they said that even a unanimous decision is more than a split decision. But I could be wrong about that, though. But yeah, so it just worked for my example. So yeah, so and then the captain, so let's say you get 2 points for a KO, right? Then if Deontay Wilder KOs Zhang, since he's a captain, he'll get 4 points. Because they said the captain gets double points. And if who's their captain? Hamza beats Ammo Williams by decision, instead of getting 1 point, he'll get 2 points. So the captains get more points. They have more responsibility, greater power. The more power you have, the more responsibility. That's how the saying goes, right? We were talking about that earlier. So, okay, this is a good way to finally see these crosses. Yeah, it's dope. I'm really excited for this. I think it's gonna be a good good event. I know some people see. I guess that's why it happens. Like I tell people all the time. Yeah, double T from T Cap. I tell people all the time, man. I do not like knowing what's gonna happen in the movie. Don't tell me if the movie was good or bad. Don't tell me the movie was spectacular or fantastic or phenomenal, or because then I'm gonna go into the movie with expectations of it being phenomenal. And even if it's a good movie, but it's not phenomenal, I'm gonna think it's bad because it didn't live up to the expectations. So I'm saying that to say that some people are shitting on this card because they expected every fight to be a star. Me, I came in with the opposite mentality. I thought every fight was good. I thought there were gonna be no names. So I thought I was gonna, either know them slightly or be relatively unfamiliar with them. But when they announced it and I knew everybody except one person, I was excited, man. I'm still excited. It's like I'm familiar with Austin Ammo Williams. I'm familiar with Hamza Shiraz. I'm familiar with Raymond Ford, Nick Ball, obviously, Daniel Dubois, Philip Hergovich, obviously, Deontay Wilder, Zayday Zhang, obviously. The only one I'm not familiar with is Willie Hutchinson. I don't know who the hell that is. I don't know. I don't know who. I'm saying, Big Willie style. What we doing? I don't know who that guy is.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? No damn well who I am. Who the fuck is
exactly.
that?
Exactly, Smoochie. I thought they were going to be irrelevant too. I didn't think that they were going to be a notable fighter. So I'm excited for it. Like Craig Richards, I will say too. I barely know Craig Spider Richards. I only know him via his losses, but I still know. I've seen him fight. I've seen him fight Bivol and I've seen him fight Joshua Buatsi. So even though the only fights that I remember his most notable fights are losses, I still know him. I still have some level of familiarity with him. So I'm cool with that. Okay, so let's start over. What I was talking about was first we got Craig Richards representing Matchroom, which is Eddie Hearn, of course, and Willie Hutchinson representing Queensberry, Frank Warren. I don't have an opinion on this because, like I said, I don't know Willie Hutchinson at all. I'm unfamiliar with him, and then my only familiarity with Craig Richards came through his losses. So I don't feel like that's enough information for me to make a judgment. So I just skipped this one. That'd be my X Factor matchup. But Austin Ammo Williams and Hamza Shiraz, I'm familiar with them. Like I said, it's hard for me to discern how good they are though because they're both prospects, up and coming prospects, and they don't really have any notable opponents, or at least that I've seen. So it's hard for me to determine and discern how good they are relative to just how mediocre or bad their opponents might be. But they have both looked very good in their wins. So I think this is both battle undefeated fighters. I think it's going to be a good matchup. Like I said, the only reason why it's a silly reason, but the only reason why I'll lean towards Hamza Shiraz is because Frank Warren made him his captain. So I was like, man, he got the utmost confidence in him. So, I think that's indicative of his confidence in him. And maybe he knows a little something I don't. So I would lean towards Hamza Shiraz just simply because he made him the captain. But I'll be rooting for Austin Ammo Williams. Yeah, so the next fight, you said, do you think Beterbiev fights the winner of Bivol and Artur Beterbiev? I'm going to get there. Hold on. We go cover this first. But yeah, I do. The short answer, yes, but I'll expound upon that. I do think he does fight the winner of Bivol, Artur Beterbiev, unless Canelo steps in, and I just don't see Canelo fighting Beterbiev if Beterbiev wins. And I know Canelo is interested in the Bivol rematch, but I'm not sure how much he's really interested in the Bivol rematch. So that Canelo's the only person that I could think of derailing Benavidez getting that, unless they want a rematch, Bivol and so the only way, in my opinion, that Benavidez doesn't get that winner is if one of them want a rematch, Beterbiev and Bivol, or Canelo decides that he wants to fight him himself. And I think that he's a face of boxing, so he's gonna get what he wants. And I'm not mad at that, but I don't foresee if Beterbiev wins. I don't foresee Canelo wanting to fight Beterbiev. That's just my opinion. All right, so now let's get to this part. Now, continue where we left off was Raymond Ford and Nick Ball. So we said that I'm leaning towards Hamza Shiraz over Austin Ammo Williams. Craig Richards and Willie Hutchinson, I have no opinion. So right now we have Queensberry up 1-0. Okay, so Ray Ford representing Matchroom and Nick Ball representing Queensberry. As for the WBA featherweight title as well, I'm going with Ray Ford by slaughter. I think Ray Ford is going to beat the hell out of Nick Ball. I'm not going to lie. I think, and I say that because Nick Ball, I think he's overrated, to be quite frank about it. While I did like him and I gave him a chance, but I really thought when I watched him against Ray Vargas, I thought he looked very unimpressive. I think that it was indicative that they didn't go in there with a strategy at all. He was just in there throwing bombs at Ray Vargas. And Ray Vargas was a taller, rangier, longer, lengthier fighter, and he didn't have. I would think that Nick Ball has more power than Ray Vargas. of course. Never been hit by either one of them personally, so I don't know for sure. But just from the way they fight, the way and their record will indicate that Nick Ball's a stronger guy. And he just went in there with haymakers. It's like, bro, you have the lower center of gravity, you're a more compact fighter, stronger fighter. Why not go for the body? Like, I promise you, watching the whole fight, he probably threw. I think I could count how many body shots he threw on one hand. And to me, that just feels like you don't have a game plan. You just went in there thinking that you could wing it and overwhelm this guy with your power. And I value people that have a strategic game plan, you know, when they go into a fight. Not saying that you're always going to use strategy. Sometimes you're just going to fight. But you should at least show that you have the awareness to utilize your strengths in that fight. And if he would have went to the body, I think he would have won that fight easily, especially in the latter rounds. But it was a draw, and I really think that they should get that rematch. But I'm interested in Nick Ball versus Ray Ford, and we know Ray Ford's a fighter. We saw him fight Odebek and Kumatov, and that to me that was a contender for fighter of the year, especially ending of the year with that last round. You know, he got him out of there in the last round. Yeah, I think Ray Ford's gonna win pretty decisively. I could see Ray. I have Ray Ford by I say like 8-round stoppage, TKO in my opinion. So that'd be one point for Eddie Hearn in Matchroom, by my standards, by my opinion. So many people on the live stream were fangirling Nick Ball. So I'm telling you, Smoochie, I'm telling you, they love Nick Ball. And he's a big star in England. And like I said, I that's just my opinion. I don't think that I think he's. Yeah, I think he's overrated. I'm not saying he's not a good fighter, but I think some people act like he's great, and I don't think he's anywhere near a great fighter. But that's just one performance too. That's just one performance. That's just one bad performance. You know, a lot of people have bad performance. As Teofimo Lopez, he had bad performance. Jared Anderson, we just talked about a bad performance. So one performance shouldn't determine your whole body of work. But when that one performance is against somebody where it was a championship fight and it just didn't even like you had the boxing acumen to apply. And if you would have did that, then you probably would have won easily. I think that says a lot because Ray Vargas, it was his first crack at a world title, and I think that so that was his first real step up to the world class, right? If I'm not mistaken. And when you perform that way and you seem unprepared, from a game plan standpoint and mentally, then to me that says a lot. We know Ray Ford, he's been there before. You know, he's been at the world stage before. And he hasn't been against Nick Ball, but you know Nick Ball definitely hasn't fought anybody as good as Ray Vargas. Ray Ford. So it'll be a second Ray in a row though. You went Ray Vargas, R-E-Y though, like you know Ray in Spanish is king, but Ray R-E-Y Ray. And now he's fighting R-A-Y Ray. So he went from Ray Vargas to Ray Ford. And I think he gonna lose. Cause I'm gonna be honest, I had him losing against Ray Vargas. I just wasn't upset because I thought it was a close fight. I think Ray Vargas definitely won the first half of the fight, and I think Nick Ball came on in the latter half. You know, but the former portion of the fight, first half of the fight, I thought Ray Vargas won. And I can't remember what round I gave him, but I gave him one of the later rounds as well. So I had Ray Vargas winning, but they called it a draw. I was like, okay, I feel like that was a gift. And some people were mad saying that it shouldn't have been a draw. But Nick Ball should have won. You're freaking crazy. There's no way. Like a draw for that was the best outcome for Nick Ball, in my opinion. So yeah, I think Ray Ford wins rather easily. I'm not saying that it's gonna be like I said, I think it's gonna be a stoppage, but I'm not saying he's gonna blow him through the water. But I think that he's not gonna have to. He's going to be able to outbox him, in my opinion. And I think that he's just going to be able to pick his shots and pick them apart. That's what I mean by relatively easy. Not like he's just going to run through him. But I think he's just going to outclass him, in my opinion. And then, so that was Ray Ford representing Matchroom and Eddie Hearn, and Nick Ball representing Queensberry and Frank Warren. So the next fight we have is Daniel Dubois versus Filip Hrgovic. Filip Hrgovic is for Matchroom. Daniel Dubois is for Queensberry. And they're both heavyweights. It's funny because we were talking about Jared Anderson earlier. He said that Daniel Dubois was a born fighter, and then look at the performance he brought in against Marai. So Jared Anderson called saying that man was born. And look at the born fight. That's why you gotta watch your mouth sometimes, man. You better watch your mouth or you get popped in it. You know what I'm talking about?
Here you go.
Right in the mouth.
Yeah, I'm tired. That was so disrespectful. You done hit me in my mouth with some goddamn money.
So it's like, just be careful sometimes, man, you know. But this one, I think, I like Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois has been stepping up his game lately. He's been looking better. But I will be honest, I have Filip Hrgović in this fight. Deontay should be very careful on Zayla. Zayla is very good on counterpunching. That lightning right. Yes, bro. I actually have Zayla winning that. I have Zayla winning that for sure. But Daniel Dubois, he has, I think he has 2 losses. Let me pull up his record. I believe he has 2 losses. Yeah, 2 losses. One to Alexander Usyk and the other one was to Joe Joyce. I think Daniel Dubois is a good fighter. He's definitely stepping up. Last time we saw him was when did we see him? In December against Jared Miller, right? I believe that was on the same night as the Anthony Joshua and Otto Wallen and Deontay Wilder and Joseph Parker. I think that was all the same night, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so Daniel Dubois, he's coming on. He's doing a little bit better. But I just think that Filip Hrgović is too much. In my opinion, Filip Hrgović is he kind of reminds me of like the David Morrell of the heavyweight division. Like when I say that, I'm not saying that they fight alike or they're the same, but yo, Zombie with the big resub. I gotta change this because it doesn't look right on this overlay. I always forget about that. Thank you for the resub on the Twitch side, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. I gotta change it on this overlay though. Make it smaller and put it somewhere else.
3 months of forgetting to turn off my auto sub, but oh well.
3 months forgetting to turn off my. That's crazy. I appreciate it, bro. Resub, man. But yeah, so I think Filip Hrgović and David Morrell. So David Morrell is pretty much the most avoided fighter in super middleweight division, right? A lot of people think David Beterbiev, but I think even David Morrell is avoided more than David Beterbiev right now, and he only has 10 fights, you know. So there's no really reason to fight him, you know. He doesn't have that many fights, but he also looks very good when he does fight. And I think same with Filip Hrgović. You know, he doesn't have that many fights. He has 17 fights, but he looks good when he wins. And I think that Hrgović, you know, Hrgović and Dubois, they have some sparring history, and according to the sparring history, and then Daniel Dubois is very open about it too. He openly admits that Hrgović got the best of him. You know, they even briefly talked about it during the press conference, and Hrgović did him kind of bad. That's what they say. So this would be a step up for Daniel Dubois to prove himself and get some recompense and redemption. But I think Filip Hrgović is going to be too much. Filip Hrgović fought Big Bang Zhang, Zhale Zhang. He beat him, and some people say it was controversial. It was a controversial decision. I think it was a very close match, but I had Hrgović winning slightly. I thought it was a good decision, but it was close. So whenever it's a close fight, people say it's a robbery. I don't think it was a robbery, but it was a close fight. Yeah, I think Filip Hrgović wins this one, and once again, that's for Matchroom. Eddie Hearn. We're gonna see. I fully expect Filip Hrgović to stop Dubois. I would say like by the 9th round. I would say. Built different though. I remember you. Shut up, Zombie. Dubois and Hrgović both are big punchers. Yeah, both can't wait to see who go down. Who's gonna go down? I think it's gonna be Daniel Dubois. I'll be shocked if not. And so I have Filip Hrgović winning. So far I have Filip Hrgović and Ray Ford winning for Matchroom, and I have Hamza Shiraz winning for Queensberry. So right now we have a 2-1, and then Craig Richards and Willie Hutchinson. I'm not going to make a prediction on that because I'm not familiar with either one of them. And then so the next fight, the 5th and final fight, is Deontay Wilder and Zhale Zhang. Deontay Wilder representing Matchroom, which is so crazy, right? Deontay Wilder and Eddie Hearn working together is like, that's crazy, bro. When I first heard that, I was like, me blood clot. I didn't know what to say because, you know, that's why you just don't burn bridges, right? You don't burn bridges with people. And I'm not saying if you don't get along with somebody, you don't get along. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you don't have to force relationships, and don't use anybody either. I'm not advocating for anybody to use anybody. That's definitely wrong. You don't want to use anybody. But what I'm saying is, if you don't have to beef with somebody, don't beef. You don't have unnecessarily conflict. Don't have unnecessary conflicts, you know? Because who would have thought after all this yapping and back and forth about Deontay Wilder fighting Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn disrespected Deontay disrespected Eddie Hearn and them. You can never tell who's telling the truth. Deontay claiming that Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn denied 40 to 50 million. Eddie Hearn and them and Anthony Joshua claiming that Deontay Wilder left however much million on the table to go fight somewhere, Tyson Fury or whatever. Now Deontay Wilder's with Matchroom. I don't know if it's going to be a lengthy relationship or just for now. We'll see how it goes. I think it's dependent on Wilder's performance in his next fight, because even he said it at the press conference. He said this could potentially be my last stand. But we heard boxers say that before. People say that before, and then they come back. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I openly will say that I like Deontay Wilder. I think people disrespect him all the time because he doesn't have the best boxing fundamentals. That's obvious. But people say that he's a bum and he's a fraud. How can you be a bum and be a fraud? You only lost to the best heavyweight of this era, Tyson Fury, and then you lost to Joseph Parker. You know, before you lost to Joseph Parker, you know, who's a good fighter, you know. But how can you be a bum if you have a title for how many years he defended his title successfully? He's a Hall of Famer whether you like it or not. So I think that just because somebody has a weakness, he definitely has a weakness. He's not the best boxer, doesn't have the best boxing acumen, doesn't have the best boxing fundamentals, but he had an equalizer in his right hand, and he maximizes his tools, and he had athleticism, you know, and neither one of those were displayed against Joseph Parker, you know. So that's why I feel like Deontay Wilder is a shell of himself, and I think that he loses to any heavyweight contender from here on out. I really don't think he should be fighting, especially not Zhang. I fully expect Zhang to knock him out. And I say probably 5 or 6 rounds. I expect Zhang to get Deontay Wilder out of there. That's just my opinion. Unless Deontay Wilder turns back the hands of time and he comes back looking like Bomb Squad, because against Daniel Dubois, he did not look anything relatively close to Bomb Squad. Yeah, didn't look like nothing like the Bronze Bomber. We was out there looking like poor little Tink Tink. So I have Zhang. I like Big Bang Zhang as well too. Like I said, I had Zhang beating Joseph Parker slightly, but I was okay with the majority decision that Joseph Parker had over Zhang, because I thought it was a close fight, and I respect Joseph Parker for, you know, overcoming the 2 knockdowns when Zhang knocked him down twice, but it did seem like Zhang ran out of gas. I just thought he did enough to win. I don't remember my scorecard, but I think I had him winning by 1 or 2 rounds. I think I had him winning by 1 round. Zhang, that is. But I was cool with Joseph Parker winning too, because it was a close fight, and he came on at the end, and you know, he outlasted him, man, and he did his thing, and he had high activity. So it's funny that they're fighting each other, and they both of their last fights where a common opponent was Joseph Parker, and he beat both of them. So he beat Deontay by unanimous decision, beat Zhang by majority decision. So I do think I have Zhang in this one. So as far as the score, I have Zhang for Frank Warren winning, beating Deontay Wilder, and I have Hamza Shiraz beating Asa Emma Williams for Queensberry and Frank Warren, and then I have Ray Ford and Philip Hergovich for Matchroom beating Nick Ball and Daniel Dubois respectively for Eddie Hearn. So I have it 2-2, and then with the X factor being Craig Richards and Willie Hutchinson. I don't know who they are, so they could be determined. They can determine it unless people get it, you know, go by knockouts and they have the point system and they win that way. So talk about he got nothing left to lose. It was kind of sad. Yeah, I thought it was kind of sad too, Smoochie. I was like, man, this don't sound like somebody that need to be fighting right now. I ain't gonna lie. If Deontay lands the 1-shot bomb, then so I don't think so. Jensen, we saw him. Did he even throw it against Joseph Parker? So yeah, so like a lot of people say, oh, he always depends on his right hand. Yes, but the difference between Deontay Wilder from what we last saw against Joseph Parker and the Deontay Wilder that was during and before the Tyson Fury fights, he actually threw the right hand. He didn't even throw the right hand against Joseph Parker. To me, it's like, I know a lot of people say that, you know, it's funny that same people that say that Joseph Parker is good because he beat Deontay Wilder, the same people that say Deontay Wilder's bad. So if Deontay Wilder's bad, then how can somebody be good because they beat somebody bad? How could Joseph Parker be good because he beat Deontay Wilder who's bad? Like, people just say contradictory statements all the time, man. Oxymoronic statements, man. That's an oxymoron right there. So, but anyway, I think Joseph Parker and Deontay Wilder are both good. But like I said, Deontay Wilder didn't even throw the right hand. He didn't throw anything, you know. So I think it's more impressive to me that, like, how the hell did Joseph Parker, not impressive, but it's like intriguing to me and like bewildering to me. How the hell did Joseph Parker not knock out Deontay Wilder? If you saw some of the shots he hit him with flush, man. So hit him with flush shots, and I think that's even worse because, like I said, they are heavyweights, man, and you shouldn't be getting punched flush anyway. But if you are getting punched flush at the heavyweight level, oh man, the heavyweight division, yeah, you taking some shots, bro. So I think if Deontay Wilder keeps fighting, I'm afraid that he's gonna lose his faculties and end up being punch drunk, like a lot of other boxers that we have seen, man. God bless their souls and stuff like that. And like I know Melvin Taylor was punch drunk, you know. So I don't know, man. It's just I said Melvin Taylor, sorry, Meldrick Taylor, excuse me. But yeah, man. So you just gotta hope the best for him, man. I hope you get out of boxing with the hurt game and leave with all your faculties. But I don't think Deontay Wilder should fight anymore. But you're right. If he can land that big right hand, of course. That's how it's always been. You know, he knew how to place that right hand, and he knew how to throw it, and he would win from his according to Joseph, that Joseph Parker fight, his athleticism wasn't there, and he He didn't even throw the right hand. Let's see. Thoughts on potential Shields versus Gardner. The match itself. Yo, Jermaine, what's good? Jermaine in the building. Hold that thought. Around me out because I'm almost done with this 5v5 talk. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Smoochie. Yeah, I agree. He doesn't speak with the same confidence. Yeah, he didn't speak with the same confidence, and he was taking off his mask. Like I said, maybe I'm just looking too much at it and analyzing too much. But he was taking off his mask. He was struggling to take off his mask. That's not indicative of anything. But I'm just like, gosh, dang. He said Bomb Squad, and I was happy to hear Bomb Squad. I ain't gonna lie. I love that hearing Bomb Squad. But like I said, he just didn't seem convincing. Him talking about it's his last stand. It just doesn't sound like somebody that is. That needs to be fighting. Of course, he wants to fight, but but that's his team, though. That's his team and his family and people around him. You got to have good people around you to that you could consult with and speak with, and hopefully have some good people that you trust in advisory roles and advisory positions within your camp to tell you, hey, man, it's time for you to stop fighting, man. But some people love money, and there's a lot of people that I'm sure have a better life when he's active. You know what I'm saying? Or that are around him. He's probably the breadwinner for a lot of people around him, friends and family alike, so and trainers alike. So I don't know, everybody that's around you doesn't always have your best interest in mind, and it's hard to see that, especially because you don't expect it from people that you love. Quote what Tara brought up, facts. So I think that I look forward to this 5v5. Now I got Matchroom winning. I think Matchroom's gonna win, but I'm excited for it. All right, so let's check out Jermaine. Jermaine says, thoughts on the potential Shields versus Gardner. Alicia Bumgarner versus Clarissa Shields. I got Clarissa Shields. I'm gonna just echo what Smoochie said so eloquently. The quote would tear Bumgarner up. Facts. I'm not gonna lie. I think she whoops her. Like I like anybody who says that that's a good matchup. I feel like they don't really pay attention to. I mean, a lot of people don't really pay attention to boxing, but especially with the women's boxing. First of all, Clarissa Shields too big for her. That's number one. She's too big for Clarissa Shields. I mean, Clarissa Shields too big for Alicia Baumgartner. Clarissa Shields has said it herself. She hasn't fought at the division that Alicia Baumgartner's at since she was 16. I think Clarissa Shields is 29 now. So if she had to fight that weight class, she was 16. Like, what do you think she's gonna do to her now, man? She would destroy Alicia Bumgarner. The only way she doesn't beat Alicia Bumgarner is if they have a catch weight and Clarissa Shields can't perform to the capacity which she's used to performing because she went down. She dropped too many pounds. And Clarissa Shields has said that openly to Eddie Hearn too. He's like, yeah, I haven't fought at that weight class since I was 16. So yeah, I think Alicia Bumgarner. While she is a good fighter, I'm not to take anything away from her, but I think Clarissa Shields, number one, I think Clarissa Shields is better anyway. But then number two, she's a bigger person. So if they do fight, I think Clarissa Shields is just gonna be too big, too strong, and too good for her. In my personal opinion. I'm not sure that fight happens anyway or anytime soon anyway. But it could though. Money talks. So we shall see, man. We shall see. Maybe he could get on TV as some kind of personality commentating or something. I like Deontay Wilder's personality too. But I ain't gonna lie. God forgive me. I had to ask God to forgive me too. Cause when I was watching it, I ain't gonna lie, Smooch. He was talking. I was like, man, shut your ass up, man. I said, gosh, dang, man, y'all here giving this guy's day monologue, man. Shut up. And cut his mic. And I wasn't trying to be rude because some of the stuff he was saying was good, of course, but it was just too long, man. Like, he giving a sermon, man. Come on, bro. That man was talking too long, man. I was like, bro, pass the mic. Gosh, dang. Oh, man. He said, but yeah, I would like to see him as a commentator. But I brought that up to say that sometimes he's too long-winded. He be going too long. So that's just something you have to work on, work on your commentating chops because commentary is tough. It's not just something that you can be good at boxing and then be a good boxing commentator. Just like in basketball, just because you're good at basketball doesn't mean that you're going to be a good basketball coach. So it's something you got to work on and, But I agree with you. I do like his personality, of course, man. He's very expressive and he's funny too. Ford deserves a check. Eddie feed him to the Wolves last fight. Yeah. Supporter was good. Supporter in the building. You talking about hey, he got fed to the Wolves and he came out a lion, though. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, shout out to Ray Ford. I think that was Fight of the Year contender, man. If Bivol win, Beterbiev versus Bivol, yeah, I think so for sure, Jensen. If Bivol wins, I think he's definitely good. Unless, like I said, there's going to be a Beterbiev Bivol rematch. I think that'll take precedent over a Benavidez. I think the only thing that takes precedent over a Benavidez versus the winner of Bivol and Beterbiev is if Beterbiev and Bivol want a rematch or Canelo wants one of them. I think the Shields versus Gardner fight would be the biggest fight in women's history. I agree. And do you think it could main event any pay-per-view? I think it would move the needle for. Ooh, that'd be fire. That'd be fire. I think it could. I think it could, but they need some strong undercards. Like you see how like Tank don't do what Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are doing. They damn idiotic. I don't know who was in charge of their promotion, but there's no way that Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney should be having bad sales. Now I know that Ryan Garcia had some, his erratic behavior, and I think that hurt it a lot. But fighters of that magnitude, they shouldn't be struggling with ticket sales right now. But because the undercard is underwhelming. Have you seen that undercard? The undercard is trash. That undercard is terrible, man. And so, but you see what Gervonta Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. You see their undercard? Their undercard has David Benavidez, El Monstro. You know what I'm saying? Baldana Rojo. They have David Benavidez and Alexander Vosnik on the undercard. They're rumored to have Jose Rayo Valenzuela and Edward De Los Santos on the undercard. Those of you that are unfamiliar with them, Valenzuela just got his revenge on Chris Colbert, and he had his only loss. No, he has 2 losses. Sorry, because he got his revenge on Chris Colbert. But his other loss was to Edward De Los Santos, and Edward De Los Santos knocked him out, so he could come back and get his revenge for his. Not because remember he got his revenge on Chris Colbert after he lost the decision, came back and knocked him out early. So he could get his revenge. So there's a lot of lore and background history with that matchup. Now the only thing I'm cautious of is because it's Edward De Los Santos. And Edward De Los Santos, remember he was a lot of people don't talk about it, but he was the dance partner for Shakur Stevenson when Shakur Stevenson had that terrible performance. And a lot of us blame Shakur Stevenson, as we should, rightfully so, because he's the boxing prodigy. He's the one that's on the pound for pound list that has a great potential, not Edward De Los Santos. So we blame a lot on him, but also we have to blame Edward De Los Santos as well, because it's not like it's a open field, right? It's a squared circle. You in that ring, you should be able to cut the ring off on him as well. So like I said, we don't care about Edward De Los Santos because he doesn't have high expectations, but so Shakur's the one with high expectations. But I also blame Edward De Los Santos for that fight being terrible. Just like with Teofimo Lopez, we blame Teofimo a lot, and Jermaine Ortiz kind of slides under the radar. But I also blame Jermaine Ortiz for that bad fight too. It takes 2 to tango, man. That fight was just like with Jared Big Baby Anderson, and Riyad Murray, whatever it is. They both should be held accountable for that terrible and boring performance. But yeah, so I think Jermaine, I think that depending on I think they could run a pay-per-view, but they would have to get some nice undercards. Like, I'm just gonna throw some random names out there, but let's say if they could get like a David Morrell on the undercard. Ooh, let's say that they could get Isak Pitbull Cruz on the undercard. You know what I'm saying, or somebody like that. That'd be or whoever else, man. Say they could get like an up and coming heavyweight, like Jared Anderson versus Frank Sanchez or somebody like. If Frank Sanchez beats Ajit Caballel, or let's say big baby versus Ajit Caballel, somebody like that. They got to get intriguing matchups on the undercard. I think they could definitely pull up pay per view. I'd pay for it, for sure. If Arthur wins Benavidez versus Canelo on social media. Yeah, I think Canelo and Benavidez should fight anyway. Yeah, I definitely want that anyway. So we'll see though. But like I said, it's up to Canelo. I don't really mind him not fighting, but I would love to see that fight or a spot in the WWE so he could have all the monologues he wants. Right, exactly. Get him out there with the WWE commentators for sure. That man be having some monologues. I said, gosh, dang, bro, boy, taking us to church, ain't it? Benavidez should have fought Yard instead of Vosnik. I don't know if he could have though. Like I said, there's contract negotiations. You know how that stuff goes. But yeah, that'd have been nice. Anthony Yard versus Vosnik. But Anthony Yard, he had some. He just told us on social media that he wasn't with Queensberry. And Frank Warren just came back and said, "Oh no, according to the contract, you're still with Queensberry, brother." So we'll see how that goes. David Morrell versus Boo Boo on the undercard. That'd be nice. We were saying Boo Boo versus Berlanga as a comeback. Not to. We were. Yep. Demetrius Andre versus Edgar Berlanga would be good too, or even have Edgar Berlanga on the undercard. Exactly. So Edgar Berlanga, Boo Boo, like somebody. Chris's undercards are always lesser known heavy women. Right. Exactly. Did Axeman get the title again? Did he win the title? He beat Joseph Adorno. I don't think it was for a title though. Was it a title? No, I don't think it was a title. I don't think it might have been like supporter said, maybe like a trinket or something. One of the little titles. It wasn't a world title though. No. But he definitely, he just beat Joseph Adorno like 2 weeks ago. Nicholas Axeman, big up Jamaica. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Jamaicans out there, man.
Me blood clot.
Yeah, Sirski. But yeah, I definitely think Clarissa Shields. Cause like I said, I would like to see it. I just don't think that she wins. I'm with Smoochie 1,000%. I don't think that Alicia Baumgartner wins. I think it's gonna be an intriguing matchup. I want to see it, so don't get me misconstrued. I don't want to say that or give the I don't want to imply or give the impression that I'm saying that the fight would be bad. I think it'll be a good fight just from their personalities alone. But I don't think it'll be. I think people are exaggerating how competitive it'll be. I think Clarissa, as long as Clarissa Shields is focused and she ain't making diss songs and stuff like that, and she had enough time away from the MMA, in PFL world, then I think that she beats. I don't think Alicia Baumgartner will be her best opponent. Put it like that. Like I know a lot of people are saying and touting Alicia Baumgartner like that would be Clarissa Shields' best opponent. I think it'll be Alicia. I think Clarissa Shields will be Alicia Baumgartner's best opponent. I don't think Alicia Baumgartner is Clarissa Shields' best opponent. I think Clarissa Shields' best opponent is still Savannah Marshall in my opinion. Yeah. So. I don't think that I think Clarissa Shields beats her, but I'll let see it. If Clarissa Shields could come down and they can meet at a catchweight. I saw somebody. That's what I want to talk about too. I saw some dummy talk about it's funny that Clarissa Shields was saying that she's too big for Alicia Baumgartner, but she was willing to come down to 147 to fight Keith Thurman. I wish she was in my stream. I'd have looked at him and told him,
Shut up, bitch.
Oh my God. I couldn't believe somebody said that, bro. It's like, dog, like, people are really so soft, and what kind of man are you, dog? What kind of man are you, dog? Like who raised these hoe ass niggas? Who raised these niggas? Like, I really don't understand, like, what? I don't care what Clarissa Shields said about a dude. Why are you so excited to see a woman get punched on? You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't, like, you got to understand that. Like we already said, it's the women's division. Most women's sports besides the U.S. women's national team, especially in America, are people don't really watch it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe women's tennis too. Women's tennis is pretty big. And like I said, the United States women's national team in soccer is pretty big. But as far as women's sports in general, it's usually not that intriguing for the general public. Like, shout out to Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark went number 1, by the way, in the draft. And I think Cordoso went number 3, and I can't remember the third name. Dang, what's her name? Something Brinks. I can't remember her name, but she's like Steph Curry's god sister or something like that. But she went number 2. But yeah, I was watching the draft as well. But yeah, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and Raven and all those female collegiate basketball players, they're breaking records for the for people tuning in to the broadcast of the games. You know what I'm saying? So women's sports aren't really that attractive for the general public. So when Clarissa Shields calls out Keith Thurman, I don't think that she's really calling him out because she wants to fight a man. I'm not saying that she don't believe in herself. She's a champion. She's a world champion. She's supposed to believe in herself. We want our fighters to believe in themselves. But I think she's more so doing it to stay relevant, keep her name in people's mouths. It's just like when Ronda Rousey was calling out Floyd Mayweather. I don't remember people saying that they want Floyd Mayweather to punch Ronda Rousey in the mouth. You know what I'm saying? But all of a sudden, Clarissa Shields called out Keith Thurman. Everybody want Keith Thurman to punch her in the mouth and hit her one time. Like, bro, you a little. I ain't gonna lie. Any dude that says that, you a bitch. I would just say it is what it is, man. If you really want to see a woman get punched on by a professional male boxer, I don't care if she's a professional female boxer herself. You want to see it. You're excited to see a male hit a woman. You a bitch, dog. It is what it is. You just like I would say that to anybody in their face. I'll look at them dead in their mouth and say,
Nigga, you's a bitch!
Yeah, she might have a crush on him, right? It might be her way of flirting. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that she shouldn't challenge herself, of course. But for me, I have no desire. I don't care what Clarissa Shields says or Ronda Rousey says. I have no desire to see a man punch on a woman, dog. I'm just sorry. I don't want to see it. And I'll be honest with you. That's why it took me a while to watch women's combat sports, because I didn't even like to see them fighting each other, to be honest. But then it's like, man, as I watch it enough, I'm like, man, how can you not appreciate the skill that they put in, you know what I'm saying, the determined and dedication that they put into the sports like everybody else. So, you know what I'm saying, shout out to all the women's champions we just saw Sky Nicholson, of course, shout out to Clarissa Shields of GOAT, and shout out to the ones in the past too, Layla Ali and Wolf, you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Gabriela Fondora, Sebastian Fondora, and her brother just won the championship, so they brother and sister, they both champions. That's fire, you know what I'm saying, that's big fire. Hell, I don't know, but I know that I ain't trying to see Okay. Now, if you punch on a girl because a girl coming at you with a knife or something, or your life's in threat, your life's in danger, of course you protect yourself. But for the people that are saying like, oh yeah, I want, because she said she could beat a man, so I want her to get beat up by a man and get put in her place. You a bitch. I ain't gonna lie. It is what it is. Now where I'm from, that's called a bitch. Those people are saying it's facts. Talk to us, Lucci. I still can't believe to this day that he knocked out Donaire. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You talk about the Nicholas Walters, right? When he knocked out Nonito Donaire, that's when he got put on the map. And then he got taken off the map by Lomachenko when Lomachenko had him retiring. You know what I'm saying? I remember what round was that? Like 6th round, Jensen? Like the 6th or 7th round, he retired on his stool. I was so disappointed, man. Dang, I was disappointed, but it is what it is, man. Lomachenko's overwhelming. Please don't forget to like the video, too. If you're on the YouTube side, don't forget to hit that like button, please, for your boy. Man, I wish that Ann Wolf and Ali fight. Ooh, Layla Ali and Ann Wolf would have been crazy. That would have been crazy. Shoot, I wish Layla Ali was a little younger and a little more active and would have fought Clarissa Shields. But I'm glad it didn't happen because I don't want to see two people fight that are considered the best, but then one of them is a little older, you know, past their prime. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now with Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. I don't want to see that fight anymore. Like, it's no longer as intriguing as it was 10 years ago because Deontay Wilder is clearly not the same, and Anthony Joshua has you could even argue that he improved. You know what I'm saying? But he definitely didn't is not going through a decline. You know, especially with his new trainer, was it Ben Davison or something like that? So he's been doing very well. So, but it's not this. It just doesn't have that same that same attractiveness to me. You know, it doesn't have that same that glare that that I wanted. It doesn't have that for me, and it doesn't do it for me anymore. But yeah, so that's what I have. That's my opinion on the Clarissa Shields and Keith Thurman. I mean Alicia Baumgartner thing. I remember I saw somebody say that, oh, she don't want to come down for Alicia Baumgartner, but she'll come down to fight Keith Thurman. Like, bro, you sound like you sound crazy as hell. I ain't gonna lie, but I know you a pussy. Bro, how you tell? That's what it is. How you tell me? How you tell me you a bitch without telling me you a bitch? You tell me that you want to see a dude beat up on a woman. I know you a bitch. I ain't gonna lie. You soft as hell. But yeah, so shout out to Clarissa Shields, the GOAT, man. They gotta understand that sometimes people, you know, they will. I'm gonna give you another example of it's like what we just saw. What's her name again? Ionescu. What's it? Sabrina Ionescu and Steph Curry back to the NBA. They just had that 3-point contest, right? You think that was more beneficial for? It was beneficial for both sides because it was a crossover event. But you think that was more beneficial for getting eyes on the NBA or eyes on the WNBA? You could tell me easily who won the last NBA 3-point contest and know who the best 3-point shooters in the NBA are. You could not tell me who the best 3-point shooters in the NBA are. So we're constantly looking for things to make crossover events to get more eyes and put more spotlight on our women. So that's just another example of that's probably what Clarissa Shields was trying to do. You see what I'm saying? Trying to get more exposure on women's sports. That's it. Same with Ronda Rousey. Trying to get more. Why she challenged Floyd? I ain't not gonna lie. I thought it was stupid. You know. Now she should call out Conor McGregor or something like that. You don't call out somebody. First of all, Ronda Rousey's not even the best. She wasn't even the best at she was touted as the best. You know, she was good, but her run wasn't even that long and it wasn't that dominant. And then she called out a male who was definitely the dominant force in his sport, his respective sport. So I thought that was kind of silly, but at no moment did I say I wanted Floyd to beat on Ronda Rousey to prove a point. Like, come on, man. So yeah, so a lot of these things they have to do other things to remain relevant. So that's just how I look at it. I don't look at it as, I don't even take her seriously when she says she wants to beat up Keith Thurman. I just look at it as, yeah, she's just talking, keeping her name out there and keep staying relevant. You know what I'm saying? She's fighting in MMA for God's sakes right now. You think she's fighting in MMA because because everybody is beating down her door to box her? No, you know, sometimes you gotta do other things to stay relevant and also, you know, to eat too. Shoot, a lot of the WNBA players, they don't just play the WNBA season like their male counterparts. A lot of times when the WNBA season's over, they go overseas and play over there because, you know, because the pay's not as good, because the demand for it is not as good. So that's just how I look at it. You know, that's just my personal opinion on it. All right, so next up, in the back to the boxing world, you know, we got derailed for a little bit. But I think that's a good conversation, though. I like those conversations. I love sports. I don't just watch boxing. Boxing is my favorite sport, but I watch a lot of sports. I keep up with a lot of it. So, you know, that's eventually what I want to do, too. I want to, you know, every once in a while you see me put a post on about other sports, too. especially our women, man. We gotta big up our women because when women look good, you know, we all look good. Unless you're a bitch. Threatened by a woman. But anyway, so we got 5v5, right? So we talked about the 5v5. Next up, we got Bivol versus Beterbiev. Now, this is where it gets crazy for me, right? Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol. Now, this one here is so tricky for me because I literally flip-flop. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I be flip-flopping like... I be going from side to side like I'm doing double dutch. I ain't gonna lie in the hood. I'm over there doing double dutch in the hood. I don't know who's gonna win. Today, right now, how I feel at this very moment, I got Beterbiev by knockout. But you ask me tomorrow, I got Bivol. You know, like, it's just, to me, this is a true 50-50 on paper. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you get in the ring, we all know it's different. When you get in that ring, it's different. You know, everything on paper, I ain't gonna say goes out the window, but, you know, it helps you make a more educated guess, you know, hypotheses, if you will. But you know, you don't win matches on paper, you know, in any sport or anything, competition or anything in business or another. You know, there's very few things that you win on paper, right? You got to go perform. So on paper, I think Bivol and Beterbiev is a 50-50 matchup. And sometimes it's so hard for me. I always say, man, I would not bet against Bivol. But then it's like, dang, how can I bet against Beterbiev? Beterbiev has a 100% knockout rate, 20 wins, all with 100% KO rate, all by knockout. So, man, I don't know, man. And today I watched the press conference, right? The launch press conference. And I think after the press conference, I'm not going to lie. I know that they had, well, I don't know. But I've heard that they have some sparring, right? I heard that they had some sparring in the past. And, you know, during the press conference, Beterbiev is always very serious. First of all, they don't speak English. Well, Bivol speaks, his English is good. I'll call him fluent, you know, he's very good. Beterbiev his is pretty good. It's okay. Like you can communicate, he could definitely survive, you know what I'm saying? But some things do I believe get lost in translation, especially, you know, I know like when I can speak Spanish, right, but I'm not fluent, but I could survive, you know, and speak Spanish. But sometimes when people talk fast in Spanish, I get lost. So I think that same thing that happens when anybody speaks another language, you know. So I think some things get lost in translation for Beterbiev. But today it was very clear when he said, ask him, he knows already. Then when the moderator said, do you have a message you want to give to Bivol? And Beterbiev said he knows already. And then they asked Bivol, what do you know? He said, I don't know. So it was funny. I love the way Bivol handled it. He made a lighthearted joke out of it. I thought that was very funny. But it just gave me the vibes like there is something there that we don't know, but they know. You know what I'm saying? And Beterbiev, he had that cold-hearted killer, gangster, assassin look about him, you know, very serious and just very stoic, you know, emotionless. But he got, you know, he was very believable when he said that, you know, he knows already. And so Bivol, his response, like I said, it can be one or two things. He was very like, took it lightheartedly, made a joke out of it, took it whimsically. But it either means that he was shook, or he's just very relaxed. I'm leaning towards him being very relaxed, but he could be shook too. And like I said, I've been hearing things about them sparring. I believe they have some footage of Bivol talking about them sparring, saying they got good work, and he got some good work in. He said Beterbiev was tough, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, they come from the same circuit when they were younger. I think Bivol even said that he remembers Beterbiev. Beterbiev doesn't really remember Bivol. So I just think, man, and then, of course, they have some people that they sparred. And you can go look on the internet. You see a lot of them talk. A lot of their sparring partners talk, like dazn, Alani B, etc., etc. And I think, like I said, if that's telling, you know, I don't like when people talk about their sparring, you know, in a manner in which they're trying to embarrass the other person that they sparred against. So I respect both of them for keeping it in house. But I will say that I will also say too, people grow from the time people spar as well. So people change, people improve, people decline, etc., etc. But I do think that that's, if they did spar, it means something, and it may not mean everything, but I think it does mean something. Even if you have a mental edge going into a fight that's quote unquote 50-50 on paper, that could give you all the edge you need to win. You know, that could be the determining factor. So, but it could also be the motivating factor for Bivol. Like, hey, I want to get that back, kind of like Daniel Dubois, and Filip Hrgović, right? So it could be like, oh man, I want to get that back. I can't wait to prove to you that you know what I'm saying. I've been waiting. I've been eating, sleeping, shit, and all that stuff with you on my mind. You know, showering, all that stuff with you on my mind. I'm like, I can't wait to get back. So it could be that type too. You know, it works both ways. But yeah, as it is today, and from the press conference, Beterbiev convinced me that there's something, and I'm leaning towards Beterbiev by like a 7th round knockout. I'm not gonna lie, that's how I feel right now. Like I said, I'm probably gonna change tomorrow because, you know, analyzing both of them, I think Bivol has a better competition. I don't think anybody will argue that. Not by much, but I think Bivol has a slightly better competition from, you know, he fought Canelo, and granted Canelo was smaller and he moved up. I think Canelo's a true super middleweight, but he moved up to fight him. But Canelo's still a pound for pound great, and a lot of people expected him outside of the, you know, experts. A lot of people expected Canelo to win for a reason, because that's what he does. That wasn't his first time moving up to light heavyweight and winning. He moved up and fought Kovalev. So and he won. So granted, it was a Kovalev on the decline, but still moved up nonetheless and was successful. So the fact that he beat him, Canelo is definitely a tough cookie. He has no quit in him. So I think that is a very impressive win. I think people will not discredit, because people do credit him for winning, but I don't think we give him as much credit as he deserves for that. And of course, they both I think Bivol also fought John Pascal, and I think they both fought Joe Smith Jr. You know, the different styles make fights. So you know, of course, Beterbiev knocked out Joe Smith Jr. I think Bivol just beat him by decision, but you know, it was dominant. It was equally as dominant if you consider their styles of fighting. You know, and a lot of people don't know, Artur Beterbiev has been down before. He's been down by Callum Johnson, and he was down by somebody else knocked him down too. I do not remember the guy's name. Dang, what's the guy's name that knocked down? If I see it, I'll know it. Oh man, I cannot remember. Somebody else knocked down. Was it Jeff Page? I think it might have been Jeff Page. But yeah, but he also but anyway, so I'm saying that Beterbiev can be touched, but he always comes back and wins, right? So, and he wins by in devastating fashion, you know, and decisive fashion. So, you know, he had that severe cut that he survived against Marcus Brown as well. And yeah, so yeah, Anthony Yarde was a good opponent, quality opponent. I think that's probably his best opponent. No, Alexander Vosnik was good too. That Beterbiev fought. As far as so was Tavares Cloud. I think he got Tavares Cloud at the end of his career. Tavares Cloud, a fun fact, I boxed at the same gym as him in Tallahassee, where I'm at now. You know, I boxed at the same gym as the light heavyweight champion, Tavares Thunder Cloud. Beterbiev beat him as well. So he had some good wins, but I think that Canelo was his best win. Is the best win between them, and that's on Bivol's side. Yeah, I just think that the more I think about it, I remember like, dang, okay, you know, Bivol fought him, and Bivol looked good against Lyndon Arthur, John Pascal, and I'll be like, okay, baby, I'm gonna remember why Bivol is 50-50, because Bivol is such a good, he's so well skilled, you know, that's good fundamentals, got good footwork, good combination, gets in and out, and there's a reason why I was like, you know, before I had it, I think before I had it, I'll say I'd never bet against Bivol. You know, unless it's Beterbiev, and I still don't know if I would bet on Beterbiev. So I think it's a true 50-50, but right now, how it sits this moment, right now today, I got Beterbiev winning. Let's see. Is it Arthur the Damager, Beterbiev facts, puncher, good ring cutting, and also could box facts. 50-50 by side with Arthur, right? It's crazy how small the boxing world is. Everybody's bumped into each other at some point. I'm telling you, Smoochie, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, that's a fact. I met quite a few professionals, especially like I said, with my intro. If you look closely at my intro, you see I met Juan Manuel Marquez. I was actually on the same plane as Juan Manuel Marquez. This is back when I used to go to Vegas quite a bit. Met Miguel Cotto, Roy Jones Jr., B Hop, Lennox Lewis, Evander Holyfield. I think that's in the picture in my intro. I have pictures with a lot of these guys: Lucien Butte, Leo Santa Cruz, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, but Pacquiao. I got Pacquiao's autograph. I got Bud's autograph. I got Andre Ward's autograph. Freddie Roach's autograph. Yeah, I met Sugar Shane Mosley's autograph. I met a lot of people, man. The late Leon Spinks, rest in peace. Yeah, I met a lot of fighters, and I was blessed in that. Tommy Hitman Hearns. I met Tommy Hitman Hearns. But yeah, so I think with Dimitri Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, it just matters what day you ask me. But I'm not sure. So back to what I was saying about Artur Beterbiev saying that he knows already, right? That could mean one or two things, in my opinion. It could mean that either he's referencing the time when they sparred. One or three things, sorry. He could be directly referencing the time when they sparred and shared the ring together. Maybe Artur Beterbiev got the best of him in devastating fashion, which I think it is, because I feel like I remember an interview and Beterbiev told people when they asked him how did the sparring go with Beterbiev and Bivol, and Beterbiev said ask his coaches. So in my opinion, that implies that when they were sparring, his coaches, Bivol's coaches had to step in, and that's what that gives an implication of. So that's one scenario. The other scenario is that he's referencing the fact that they have a commonality in sparring partners, and maybe some sparring partners that Beterbiev packs up easily. Maybe those same sparring partners gave Bivol a hell of a time, some hell of a trouble. So it could mean that. And also the third thing, which I think is kind of tied to the first thing, and I think it's probably the most likely thing, is that although Bivol has said that he wanted to fight Beterbiev for a long time, and they could never get a deal done, I have a feeling that Beterbiev is saying that they could have had a fight a long time ago, but Bivol never really wanted to fight him. It was all more so just bravado. And if you listen to what Beterbiev says whenever he was asked about Bivol before they made the fight, Beterbiev would always say, they would be like, yeah, Bivol said he signed the contract, and Beterbiev would say, yeah, he says a lot of things. He always says he wants to fight, but he never fights. Beterbiev always says that. I'm telling you, go look at any interview where Beterbiev is asked about Bivol. He will respond, yeah, Bivol always says he wants to fight, but he never fights. He always says that. So now, as I stated in my video that I dropped today too, is like, maybe it's because, Turki Al-Sheikh stepped in, and Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, they have put up such an exorbitant, lucrative, large quantity of money that nobody will refuse. They're probably getting as much money as I'm hearing that they paying folks at in Saudi Arabia. Hey, I might get in the ring with Godzilla if they just Godzilla and King Kong. It'll be a handicap match. Hey, you talking about how much money they giving out from what they be saying? So money talks, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's what Beterbiev is saying. He's saying, hey man, if it wasn't for all this money that you finally getting, that's why you want to fight me now. It's not you're not fighting me on your own accord. It's just because there's so much money. Who the hell would turn down this amount of money? So that kind of stuff, to me, it makes me lean towards Beterbiev a bit. But I will maintain, like I said, there's a reason why I was hesitant to always make a definitive prediction on this fight, because I really do think that this is a good fight. And I really do think it's almost 50-50. And I really honestly do think this is the best fight of recent years that can be made. I think the number one fight that can be made is Beterbiev and Bivol. And we're going to be blessed to see that, good Lord willing. We seen Drew first. And then I think the second best fight to be made in boxing is Canelo and David Benavidez. And I think the third best fight to be made in boxing is either some fight involving Gervonta Tank Davis, Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and maybe Teofimo Lopez. And out of them, I probably want to see Gervonta and Devin Haney the most. But no, sometimes I be wanting to see Gervonta and Shakur the most. I would like to see Shakur and Teofimo too. So I don't know. So some fight between them. So this is the number one fight to be made, in my opinion, for boxing, is Beterbiev and Bivol, followed by Canelo and Benavidez, and followed by some combination of Tank, Shakur, Teofimo, and Devin Haney. So I'm really excited for this fight, and I really do think he's gonna live up to the hype. I think he's gonna exceed the hype, no matter how it goes. Benavidez, it's crazy. Oh, I read that one. Benavidez always say that he sparred Bivol and he can handle. Yep, he has said that. He thinks they sparring and real fight in the same ring. Yeah, he's tripping on that. He also said he sparred Beterbiev as well, and Triple G, right? Didn't he say he sparred Beterbiev too? I know Triple G and Bivol. I think he said he sparred Beterbiev too, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I don't think it's always the same thing, and because like I said, for me, boxing as an amateur, my trainer, it was seldom that I would go and spar and not be working on something. And I think that's what people, that's how you, in my opinion, that's the definition of a good trainer. Like, you don't just have people, you don't just spar. I mean, you can sometimes, yeah, you just go in there sparring, you know what I'm saying? Let the better man win or whatever. But the majority of times when you spar, you're going in there with an objective. Like, okay, today I'm going to work on my range. Today I'm going to work on my footwork. Today I'm going to work on my defense. Today I'm going to work on my head movement. Today I'm going to work on my jab. Today I'm going to work on my combinations. Like, it was rare that I sparred and I didn't have some type of objective from my coach or my trainer to work on specifically during that sparring session. So I do think that's why I don't like when people. I was talking with Smoochie about this too on the last video. That's why I don't like when people drop sparring footage, because I don't think it means much, especially when it's from a long time period, you know, from long ago. But sometimes you do get in sparring because, hey, sometimes you're in there and testosterone kicks in, and hey, sometimes it is a fight. So I'm not saying that never happened, because that'd be a lie. That happens a lot too, quite a bit. But the majority of times you sparring, you should be working on something. You shouldn't just be going in there and just fighting. That's why he never mentioned you want to fight, or he never sparred Arthur. Okay. That's why he never mentioned you want to fight Arthur. I ain't gonna lie. I like David Benavidez. I think he would fight Arthur. Yeah, I think he fights. I think he would fight Arthur. I think he's serious because I know he has called out the winner, and he said that he would fight Arthur Beterbiev. I don't think he's just saying that. I think he really would. I think Benavidez is hungry, and I think that now that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a preference. Of course, everybody has preferences, you know, but I think he would fight them both, and I think that like I said, I think Benavidez is going to come in heavier than Bivol and Beterbiev. No matter who wins, I think he's going to come in as a heavier guy, and that kind of gives people. That kind of is a testament to the weight bully accusations that he has or whatever. So, but I'm one of the few people, or the rare. I ain't gonna say it's that rare. I just think it's just rare because the dummies be the loudest. You know what I'm saying? Like I made a video today. It's like everybody wants you to choose a side. Like you can't like both. You can't like people think for some people it's impossible for them to like Canelo and like Benavidez. Like I like them both. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I want to see the fight happen, but I'm not shooting at Canelo to try to make him make the fight between David Benavidez or calling him a coward or none of that. Like if I thought Canelo was a coward, then I wouldn't like him. You see what I'm saying? So I do like him. I do want that fight to happen. And I think it should happen. And I don't think there's any excuse for it not to happen. But at the same time, I'm not in the camps. I'm not going to act like I'm behind the scenes making these, you know, during these negotiation talks and whatever. So I don't know what goes on into it. I have an idea because I watched boxing for so long, but people bestow judgments far too quickly, and it's usually the ones that know the least. It is crazy how the people that act the smartest are usually the dumbest. That's just how life goes. That's just how life goes, man. But yeah, I think Benavidez is I think Benavidez gets the winner. Unless there's a rematch, you know, because this is for, you gotta remember, this is for undisputed. This is a big fight, man. This is for undisputed, but we have two undisputeds coming up. We have what in May? When is Tyson Fury and Usyk, Alexander Usyk? That's May 18th, right? So we have a heavyweight undisputed, and then we have a light heavyweight undisputed with Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, man. So this is gonna be fire, dog. I'm telling you, this is gonna be some good boxing, bro. 2024 has been great for boxing, in my opinion. And look how great it's been, and guess who still hasn't fought yet? We still haven't seen Canelo and Benavidez, and we still haven't seen Tank Shakur, Devin Haney, or Teofimo. So if you really like boxing, there's plenty of other fights that'll keep you entertained with boxing. Now, do I want those super fights too? Of course. But it's not the end of the world for me if those super fights don't happen. I still like boxing. You know what I'm saying? I'm still going to watch Subriel Matias and Liam Paro. That's a great fight. You feel me? I'm still going to see Kambosos and Lomachenko. I don't know if that's a great fight, but it's entertaining. And it's intriguing, you know, so, you know, it's still got Naoya Inoue versus Louis Neary. You know, we just heard that Terrence Crawford may be making a return to the ring and fighting somebody in Saudi Arabia, whether it's Ishmael Maljamov or the likely opponent, which is the rumblings are saying Tim Tszyu. I'm going to watch that too. You feel me? You feel what I'm saying? If Caleb Plant comes back and fights somebody, I'm going to watch that too. Jamal Charlo comes back and fights somebody, I'm going to watch that too. Hopefully Jamal Charlo and Caleb Plant fight. Anybody David Morrell fights, I'm going to watch that too. Canelo and Munguia, I'm going to watch that too. I'm excited. That's going to be a good one. He got the chance a long time ago. Remember when he overweight and lost his, Suleiman, and makes him Archer mandatory and his Papa declined it. Yep, that's true. That's because you know boxing, though. A victory for Bivol, he moves better. It's like Holyfield versus Tyson. I disagree with that. Not that I disagree. Bivol could win, but I don't see it like Holyfield and Mike Tyson at all. I think that's a reach. I don't think it's close to Holyfield and Tyson, brother. But yeah, I think I can see Bivol winning though. I can see Bivol winning. I can see Beterbiev winning. I don't think is to me the reason why I say I don't think that's true because I think that I think Beterbiev is. I think people severely discredit his boxing ability. To me, I draw a parallel between Beterbiev and Tank. Not saying that they're the same caliber of fighter or the same level of IQ or boxing ability, but I think that because they both have in common, they both have a lot of power. Tank has a 93% KO rate, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. And then Beterbiev, we know, has 100%, right? So they both are known for their knockouts. So if they don't get a knockout, people don't think that people don't think of anything else besides their knockout capability. And I think that they overlook their boxing capability. Like if you go back and watch Tank and Pitbull Cruz, he outboxed Pitbull. People are only saying that it was a close fight because Tank didn't knock him out. It was not a close fight. And Tank hurt his hand in the second round, so they say. So that was not a close fight at all. It's just because Tank didn't knock him out like he knocked out everybody else. So the people think it was a close fight. And that's why Pitbull Cruz did to Rolly Romero what he did. And that's what I predicted. I was like, man, people are worried about Pitbull's power and Rolly's power and ability to knock out Pitbull. But I said, bro, that's not the biggest thing. The biggest thing is that Pitbull is going to be on you nonstop. He's relentless with pressure. Rolly Romero does not have the boxing acumen or skill to keep Pitbull off him. And that's what Tank had to exhibit and demonstrate, that he had the boxing ability to keep Pitbull off of him. And I knew that Rolly Romero didn't have that ability, and that's why Pitbull was on him from when? From jump. From round one, Pitbull had Rolly Romero wobbled. So I think that, so to make the parallels, what I'm saying with Tank, people disrespect, not intentionally disrespect. Well, some people do, but I'm not talking about the people that intentionally disrespect. I'm talking about people that overlook and disrespect and disregard his boxing ability. And I think that's a similarity that he has with Beterbiev. Beterbiev, people don't respect his boxing ability. He can box and he sets you up. He's not just throwing wild haymakers to knock people out. If you watch him fight, you can see that he's in there thinking. He's in there throwing feints. He's in there setting you up. He's in there trying to set up patterns and, you know what I'm saying, and set up traps for you. So yeah, I think that's I don't think that's Tyson Holyfield at all. But I do think that Bivol is he's an overall better boxer. But I don't think it's such a wide gap that it's like, oh, it's just a boxer versus a puncher. No, I don't think it's like, because to me, a boxer versus a puncher is like Andre Ward versus Sergey Kovalev. That was a boxer versus a puncher. You see what I'm saying? I don't think that it's Andre Ward versus Kovalev. I don't think that's, no. Bivol will focus on in and out combos. Yeah, I think Bivol will have to focus on in and out. But I think that's what people, I think that Beterbiev, he has the ability to neutralize that as well. Just like I think that Bivol has the ability to neutralize Beterbiev, putting that pressure on you and cornering you against and putting you against the ropes. I think Bivol has the ability to get up out of those situations. In and out style is the way to stop either Tyson or Beterbiev. Like I said, I don't think Beterbiev is Tyson. You keep forcing this Tyson and Beterbiev comparison because Tyson's a big puncher and Beterbiev's a big puncher. So you think that Beterbiev and Tyson are the same, and they're not the same. When have you ever seen Beterbiev go and hit somebody with one punch power like Tyson? When have you ever seen Tyson set up punches or set up the knockouts, or even throw combinations to knock you out like Beterbiev? So yeah, you're just drawing a comparison between the fact that the result of their fights, which is a lot of times knockouts. Beterbiev's not even explosive like Tyson. So Beterbiev knocks people out from his accumulation of punches. Tyson knocked people out from his explosion and his like Wilder. You know what I'm saying? That's a more effective and accurate comparison. Beterbiev has a guy that punch, but he is not a puncher, but a swarmer as good as Bivol. I could see that. I could agree with that one. Yeah, one wrong move and you're a goner. Right, exactly. You said Beterbiev has got a punch, but he is not a puncher. I agree with that. So how can you say that? So he's a swarmer, and go back and revisit what you said. Tyson I wouldn't call him a swarmer. Tyson gonna get you up out of there. Yeah, I'm not saying that Tyson doesn't have boxing ability either, but he just didn't rely on that. You know what I'm saying? And Beterbiev and that's the thing about Beterbiev, right? People will say it's like all his punches are hard. He doesn't just hit you with oh, it's not just this one punch that he throws is a heavy punch, or his left hand's a heavy punch, or his right uppercut's a heavy punch. No, even his jabs, they say all his punches are hard. If you listen to his opponents when they're interviewed, and even his sparring partners, they say all his punches have knockout capability. So that's what it is. It's like every punch that he hits you with, whether it's a jab, or uppercut, or straight, a hook, they're coming, and they're coming hard. Pause. That sounded crazy.
What?
There you go. so that's the thing. Yeah. So I think that better. Yeah. Well, while I do agree with you, I think Bivol is the better boxer here, but I don't think it's that wide of a gap. I think it's just different styles, in my opinion. But like I said, bro, I'm looking forward to it. I really do think it's a 50-50 fight. I can't wait for it to happen. It's going to go down like there's a whale in the boat. And I'm excited to see it, man. Beterbiev and Bivol both are swarmers. I don't know what you mean by swarmers, I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know who the boy is that you're talking to, so you better tighten up. Because I could get disrespectful. I'm gonna try not to be, so you choose your words carefully. I don't know who the hell you calling a boy. If you're saying first you said Bivol and Beterbiev are like Tyson to Holyfield. Now you're saying they're both swarmers. So now you're saying they're both the same fighter. So you don't even know what you're saying. You're just typing, as most people do. Yeah, Arthur can't knock out with one punch, exactly. But as the fight goes on, he gonna maul you with those sledgehammer. Exactly, Jansen. Exactly, because you watch boxing and you know what you're talking about. Right, so he's not a. I'm not even gonna say that he can't, Jansen. I'm not even gonna say that he can't knock you out with one. I'm saying he doesn't demonstrate that. He doesn't do that, right? So I'm not saying that he can or can't. I'm not gonna say what he can or can't do. But I'm saying that's not what he demonstrates. You know what I'm saying? Same with Bivol. You know, Bivol has a what? I think Bivol has a 50% knockout rate. So he has 22 wins and 11 knockouts. So just because Bivol doesn't get you out of there, that doesn't mean he can't. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't need to. It's kind of like remember Ricky Hatton and Floyd, right? I don't call you hillbilly boy, huh? Beterbiev and Bivol use the same swarmy style, but not the same technique. I came late. Who you got winning and by how? What's up, Tito? Tito in the building. Yeah, I don't know what I don't call you hillbilly boy. What? Anyway, Tito, what's good with you, bro? I got Bivol. Right. Okay, it's a 50-50 fight. Tonight I have Beterbiev. Yesterday I had Bivol. Tomorrow I might have somebody else, bro. I'm not sure, bro. But right now, tonight, at this moment, I got Beterbiev by stoppage, man, by like 7th or 8th. But what I was saying, Jansen. Oh yeah. But ask me tomorrow. Like I said, I really think this is a good fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I don't think it's a clear-cut winner. But I do think it's closer on paper. I think in the ring, it's going to look different. It's not going to, I don't know if it's going to look like a 50-50 fight in the ring. Like, I can see Bivol potentially having an easy night. And I can see Beterbiev potentially having a quick night. But I was going to say, too, Jansen, but right now, at this very moment, after watching that press conference, I know press conferences don't mean much. But just from the feeling I got, let's say the ambiance, you know, the energy in the room, it just seemed like Beterbiev has the advantage, man. I ain't gonna lie, at that launch press conference. But like I was saying, Jansen, it's okay. So it's like I was gonna make a correlation between Manny Pacquiao and Ricky Hatton, right? Manny Pacquiao got Ricky Hatton out of there in like 2 rounds, right? It was devastating. It was dominating, right? And quick. Floyd Mayweather, I think it took him 10 rounds or 11 rounds. I don't remember, to get out Ricky Hatton, but it was just as dominating, right? It's just because they're different styles. You know what I'm saying? Different styles. I wouldn't say that one was more dominant than the other. It's just that Floyd Mayweather's style is not to really knock you out like that. He ended up knocking Ricky Hatton out because I remember he hit him with the punch, that check hook, and Ricky Hatton went flying into the turnbuckle head first. But I wouldn't say that just because, I want to say it was a 10th round stoppage, but I don't quite remember. But I wouldn't say just because Manny Pacquiao knocked out Ricky Hatton faster, it was more dominant than Floyd's. It was just, they're just different styles. You know what I'm saying? So Bivol could potentially have a fight that goes the distance and he win just as dominantly as Beterbiev does against somebody that he beats in like the 5th round stoppage. So Like they're different. It's boxing. It's called boxing, not knockout kings. You just got to outbox your opponent. If you can outbox somebody by points, outbox somebody by hitting and not getting hit, outbox somebody by knocking them out. No matter how you can outbox somebody and have your corner throwing the towel. It is what it is. I have nothing against Beterbiev, but of the two swarmers, he is the older one. He is the older one. Man, he almost killed Hatton. We all know it. But Beterbiev is the older one, but so Beterbiev also has less ring mileage as far as being a professional fighter. He has a lot of amateur rounds, but he has fewer rounds as a professional fighter, and that means something too. So age isn't everything. But age is something. Beterbiev is also, I think Bivol is 33 and I think Beterbiev is 39. So it's a 6-year difference if I'm not mistaken. But that doesn't mean everything, especially with Beterbiev. Beterbiev, has he slowed down? Now you can age overnight now. Look at Deontay Wilder. He aged overnight. But at the same time, you know, everybody's 40 is not the same 40. Everybody's 35 is not the same 35. Everybody's 28 is not the same 28. Everybody ages differently. So. And then it depends on how you treat your body, how you maintain your body, how you take care of your body. You know what I'm saying? The things that your body's been through and exposed to. You know, so him being older has Beterbiev looked like he slowed down in any of his fights? You could argue that he looked like he improved. So but you know, he might happen. I mean, Zhang is what, 41 or 40 or 41, and he's about to fight another older fighter, Deontay Wilder, was 38, 39, but he just fought Joseph Parker, and that was a very close fight. So, oh man, so we'll see how it goes, man. Y'all see how it goes, bro. I'm looking forward to this fight. I think Beterbiev. Whew, this is gonna be a good one, man. Hey, it might come down to something like who had the better breakfast that morning. You know what I'm saying? Who had the better sleep that night? You know, it might come down to something like that. I really think this fight is that close, like I said, on paper. And just because something's close on paper, you know, it could be crazy in the ring. Look at Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, right? Nobody anticipated that demolition and destruction and devastation that Terrence Crawford. But even if you had Terrence Crawford being Errol Spence, and even if you had Errol Spence being Terrence Crawford, nobody anticipated or saw that. You know what I'm saying? Hindsight's 20/20. Everybody thinks that they're a genius and said, "Oh yeah, I knew that was gonna happen." No, you didn't. Nobody knew that was gonna happen like that, unless you're the fighter themselves. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So and that was another fight that was supposed to be close on paper. You feel me? So things could be, sometimes things are actually that are close on paper. Some things that are close on paper are actually close when it comes to the fight night, but not all the time. Sometimes it'd be close on paper and it's a wide margin in actuality. And sometimes in actuality, it seems like a wide margin, or it's a close fight, and on paper it was a wide margin. You know, we have seen that too. So we've seen all sides of the spectrum, man. That's why boxing is so great, because we see upsets, we see all types of things, man. The main thing is that Russia has 2 light heavyweight champions, and they will have only one. That'd be undisputed. That's gonna be great, man. 2 undisputed fights, man. We have first before that we have Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk for undisputed heavyweight, and then right after that in June, a couple weeks later, because I think Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk's on May 18th, and then a couple weeks later we have, like literally 2 weeks later we have Dmitry Bivol, Artur Beterbiev on June 1st. So that, man, it's a great time for boxing. It's a great time for boxing, man. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fantastic. So, and then after that, I feel like it should be a rematch, just like how Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury are gonna have a rematch. I think that Bivol and Beterbiev should be a rematch, but I'm not gonna lie. If Beterbiev wins in devastating fashion, I don't think it'll be a rematch. And hell, it might not be a rematch even if Bivol wins in dominant fashion too. You know. If he just puts on a clinic and just beats him up for 12 rounds, you know, because like I said, I could see that happening too, man. Because Bivol's he's a thinker, man, and he might be able to see something to figure something out, and then just be untouchable for the duration of the fight. You know, he might see something in round 5 or round 3 that Beterbiev is doing, and Beterbiev might not have an answer for it, and you know, so. We have seen people get outboxed before. That's all it takes is the outbox somebody. Don't forget to like the video too. Please don't forget to like the video. So, Is my stream lagging? It says I'm dropping frames. Oh no, we back now. Yeah. So we're gonna see how it goes, man. Archer don't put poison on his body. That's why he don't show any signs of aging in his fight. Exactly. He doesn't put poison in his body. They say he doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke, and he always has a good diet. Maintains a good diet throughout. Maintains a healthy lifestyle, not just when he's preparing for fights. And that's why Floyd is so great, because Floyd did that too. Yeah. Same with Floyd. You know, saying they have stories about Floyd going to party, but he didn't drink and he didn't smoke. And after the party or after the club, he'll make an appearance because he gets paid for it, and then he'll run home from the club. He'll run home. So there's legendary stories of that, man. So when you really dedicated to what you're doing, whether it's sports, academics, whatever your career is, you know, then you may not reap the benefits immediately, but you will reap those benefits eventually, man. If you stay truthful to it, you know. That's just usually how the good Lord works, you know. That's how God works, and that's how He runs the universe. That's how the universe works. So Floyd was a fighter nobody knew how to fight. That's a fact. That is a fact, man. So Floyd was but I think the main point and the correlation that we're making here is that, similar to Beterbiev, you know, he stayed in ring shape all year round. Man. So and I think that's very important, you know, and that's why you have that longevity. You know, that's why you're able to stay at the top of your game for a longer duration, a longer period of time. And I think I'm not saying to a level of Floyd, but I think Archer Beterbiev similarly has something like that, you know. The secret was to come close and to use the right hook over Floyd's left shoulder. Oh, okay, so you know how to beat. you know the secret to beat Floyd. That's what's up, bro. Everybody knew how to beat Floyd, and everybody lost. So I don't know, man. But hey, if you figured it out, you should go fight him, man. Or you should have, I guess I should say, or maybe fight exhibition. Yeah, I don't know the secret to beat him. And he's a highly skilled and intelligent fighter. So a very cerebral fighter in that ring. And he had some smart opponents, you know what I'm saying? Miguel Cotto being a very smart fighter, he couldn't figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You know, Canelo was young, but he's a smart fighter. He was a younger fighter then, but he couldn't figure it out. Ricochet Mosley, a very smart fighter. He couldn't figure it out. Pacquiao, another intelligent fighter. He's a very explosive fighter, but he's a smart fighter too. Know how to use those angles and apply pressure. He couldn't figure it out. So Burt nobody bite Floyd with right hook. Burt nobody. I'm not sure what that means. Burt nobody bite Floyd with right hook. I'm not sure what you're trying to say right there. But yeah, man. So I think that this press conference, if you did not watch it, go check it out. Also, go check out the video that I made about it, man. Go like those videos. Please turn up. We dropped 3 videos today. We going in. That press conference, I knew Archer Beterbiev was going to give me one, bro. I knew he was going to give me one funny moment, man. He definitely. Wait, what the heck? Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew he was going to give me a funny moment, and he definitely did, man. That was too funny. So I rock with him for that. Shane was smart, as good as many, but they didn't come inside and didn't use the right hook. Bro, you don't know how to beat Floyd, bro. Stop it, bro. I don't care what you're talking about right now. You're not gonna tell me that these are Hall of Fame caliber great fighters. They might not have used the right hook. Maybe they didn't have the opportunity to use the right hook. You're not gonna convince me in the YouTube chat that you knew how to beat Floyd. Stop it. I don't know what kind of stuff you're on, but you're wilding. You're one of them. I can see. What happened? What's up, Gibbo? What if Ryan wins? Ryan Garcia? We're not talking about that enough, bro. If Ryan Garcia wins, that will shake up the world of boxing. Bro, I want Ryan Garcia to win, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I like Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney's cool too, but they be doing a lot of capping in my opinion. You know, stuff that I see. But Devin Haney's definitely a good fighter, consummate professional. He has a lot of accomplishment. I don't think Ryan Garcia is gonna win. Let me say that right now, off rip. I think Devin Haney's gonna beat Ryan Haney. I think Devin Haney's gonna beat Ryan Garcia fairly easily too. But if I'm rooting for Ryan Garcia because I like Ryan Garcia more, but Devin Haney's more skilled. But if Ryan Garcia wins, bro, that will shake up not just the 140-pound division, but the boxing world. Because, man, I think if Ryan Garcia wins, it's like, not only did he fool everybody by making people think that he wasn't focused, you know what I'm saying? So he successfully trolled people, millions, but also it's like you gotta go restructure everything. It's like, dang, is this guy really that good? Is this guy really that bad? Is this guy? Is everything true? Does that make Tank look even better? Because that'll be if Ryan Garcia wins, that'll make Tank look so much better again. He already looks great, but a lot of people try to discredit him because they don't know boxing, they don't know his opponents, you know. But that would make him. It's kind of like Aesop Pitbull Cruz. That made Tank's win on Aesop Pitbull Cruz look even better when Cruz was able to get a championship, even if it was from Romero. So if Ryan Garcia wins, it's just like, dang. And the way that Ryan Garcia lost to Tank, oh man, that'll put Tank. That'll make his not just his stock, because he's already one of the biggest fighters. I'll say after Canelo, Tank is probably the biggest boxer as far as revenue generation goes. But that'll put him higher on the. He'll definitely move up on the pound for pound list for sure. Tell me you're not a boxing fan without telling me, right? It was funny as Jirov versus Tony. Jirov don't use the right hook. True. Tell me you're not a fan. Yeah, exactly, Jensen. That to me, that's crazy. yeah, Jensen. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta laugh, man. You just gotta laugh, bro. You just gotta laugh. I'm trying to work on that too, man. You can't take everybody. You can't take everything seriously because you'll go nuts. But Jirov versus Tony. You talking about James Toney? Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of things in boxing though, bro. When you see somebody not do something, you gotta give these boxers, these ladies and gentlemen that step in that ring, man, you gotta give them the benefit of the doubt. When somebody doesn't do something against them, you can't think that, oh, they didn't try. You gotta think first. Your first thought should be to give them the respect and credit that they deserve and be like, dang, they didn't allow them to do that to me. It's like with Sugar Shane Mosley. When Sugar Shane Mosley and Floyd Mayweather fought, a lot of people would say, I don't know why Sugar Shane stopped swinging on Floyd Mayweather after the second round and he hurt Floyd. Why did he stop swinging? It doesn't occur to them that if you watch that fight, you could clearly see Floyd change his entire game plan and his approach to the fight. So it's more so than you should stop being ignorant and think that Sugar Shane just voluntarily stops wanting to knock out Floyd and voluntarily and suddenly just all of a sudden didn't want to win the fight anymore. You should think, dang, maybe Floyd made an adjustment, a hell of an adjustment, to take away and negate and neutralize the stuff that Sugar Shane was doing to be successful. But people don't think like that. People think that they're geniuses and they're smarter than everybody else and they're better than everybody else. And man, there's very few people that could do what other people do at a world level from sitting on their couch. I'll tell you that. So I don't care if you're talking about scientists when they're thinking about cures for something, or you're talking about people, I don't know, on the basketball court or boxing in the boxing ring or whatever it is. Even some of these politicians, well, the politicians is hard because, a lot of them are crooked, but sometimes you gotta give people the benefit of the doubt, man. And we know that, one of the first signs of being wise and being intelligent and being smart is knowing and acknowledging the fact that you don't know everything. In fact, I don't even want to know everything. That's too much stuff in my brain. I just, I know what I know, and I'm aware of what I don't know, and I try my best not to speak on something I don't know. But yeah, these are all opinions though anyway, but yeah, but I think it's very disrespectful to discredit these ladies and gentlemen, because now they have teams around them. Now I'm not saying that some stuff is obvious, some things are obvious and we can see as from fans like, dang, why didn't they do this, why didn't they do that? So I'm not saying you can't have an opinion, but to speak so definitively, Floyd has fought 50 people have tried and failed. So for somebody to say that they know how to beat Floyd, that's just crazy. But hey, if you feel like hey, maybe you do, maybe you'll be that maybe you can do it. I don't know. You should do it because that's millions and millions of dollars, man. Go get that free money, man. Don't let me stop you. I just won't believe you until you do it. I gotta see it. Because I've seen 50 people try, 50 people fail. But yeah, so I think Bivol and Beterbiev, man, this fight, I'm excited, man. It's who fight? Somebody fights this weekend too, right? This upcoming weekend, this Saturday. Who fights this Saturday? If he beat Devin, then he might get a spot on the pound for pound. Ryan Garcia? Ooh. He said he told him to bite Tony? Nah, he can't bite nobody, bro. That'd be crazy. If his corner told him that, they need to be suspended. Rio Shimada, what's good, Rio? You think Ryan will get put on pound for pound if he beats Devin? Ooh, I don't know. I got to think about the pound for pound list. Let's look at the pound for pound list. I'm going to bring it up. And then I'll tell you if I agree. Oh, yeah, I'm talking about, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight this weekend. Duh. I'm tripping. Of course. All right, let's look at the pound for pound, man. Let me bring it up right here. I don't know if y'all will be able to see it, but. Where is it at, brother? All right, there you go. All right, so the pound for pound list. So, of course, number 1 is Terrence Crawford. Number 2 is Nadia Inoue. This is ESPN pound for pound. Number 3 is Alexander Usyk. I disagree with that. I think Canelo should be number 3 in my personal opinion, but hey. Alexander Usyk, number 3, Canelo number 4, Dimitri Bivol number 5, Devin Haney number 6, Beterbiev number 7. How come everybody else's name is blue except Beterbiev is black? Hey, that might be all the more reason why you gonna win again. Gervonta Davis number 8, Shakur number 9. And Tyson Fury number 10. So if Ryan Garcia wins, you think? I don't think he'll crack it. Usyk is a bum? Nah, Usyk's not a bum. I think Tyson Fury is gonna win, but I don't think he's a bum. How could he be a bum, bro? He's fighting for undisputed, bro. Yeah, see how? Hey, bro, come on, bro. You wildin', bro. You said Usyk is a bum? Saving these crazy stories. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am, bro. Appreciate it, Rio. Hopefully you are too. So I would say this: even if Ryan wins, Jansen, I don't think I could put him over. You think you'll think he'll eclipse David Benavidez? I don't know. What about Emmanuel Navarrete? If Emmanuel Navarrete beats the Ukrainian guy that he's fighting, I don't know if he supplants him either. Yeah, I don't know if he cracks top 10. I don't know. Nah, I don't think he'll be top 10 pound for pound, even if he wins. But I think he should be considered though. I think, especially if Lomachenko wins against Kambosos, I don't know if we'll put him up on the pound for pound list, but it'll definitely, you got to consider him up there as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. And then you still got guys like Junto Nakatani on the come up. You know what I'm talking about? Now, you got to consider my boy Junto Nakatani as well, man. You feel me? Oh, shoot. And then Jesse Bam Rodriguez as well, too. We can't forget about Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Who's he fighting again? He's fighting somebody, too. I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but that's some fights. But I think Ryan got his ass whooped. Yeah, I think Ryan's gonna get his ass whooped as well. Like I said, I'm rooting for him, but I think Ryan Garcia is gonna lose pretty handily. I don't think it's gonna be close. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong, but I think Devin Haney, and the smart money's on Devin Haney. You know, like I said, you might be many things, but he's a consummate professional. He's always gonna be prepared. He's prepared for the fight. He's dedicated to the sport. You may or may not like the Haneys, but no matter what your opinion is on them, you gotta see the proof is in the pudding. They're doing a good thing, and I think Devin Haney has one of the best jabs in the sport, not just his division, but in the sport. And to be fair to you, even if you don't like the Haneys, at the very least, they're very selective on who they fight. You know, so they're not gonna. I don't think they would take a risk like that at this point in his career. Not saying they won't ever take big risks, but I don't think they would ever take a risk at this point right now, especially with the aspirations that they have. Usyk's wins are fixes. Nobody knows how to fight a southpaw without a punch. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, which fight do you think was fixed? Do you think his fight was fixed against Anthony Joshua? I like Usyk. I think Usyk's a good. I think Tyson Fury's better. I think Tyson Fury, as long as Tyson Fury is, you know what I'm saying, top notch Tyson Fury. But Tyson Fury sometimes inconsistent too, right? We see Tyson Fury come in and not look that great. And I'm not even talking about the Francis Ngannou fight. I'm just talking about other fights too, you know, where he doesn't look that great. But if he comes in dedicated and ready, you know, I expect Tyson Fury to win pretty. I'm not gonna say easily because I don't want to disrespect Usyk. I think Usyk is a good fighter. I think he's a great fighter. I'm not sure it'll be easy, but I think he should be able to win pretty handily because I think he's gonna be able to outbox him all night. He's a better boxer. He's a taller fighter, and he's a rangier fighter. You know what I'm saying? And neither one of them have devastating power like that. But I would say that Tyson Fury might be a bigger puncher than Usyk as well. So yeah, I don't know, Jensen. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh boy said Usyk is a bum. That's crazy, man. Yeah, I think Usyk is good, man. I think you're disrespecting Alexander Usyk, but I do think that Tyson Fury beats him. But it's not because I think that Usyk isn't good. Yeah, that's crazy. In my opinion, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're entitled to your own opinion. You are entitled to your own opinion, especially if you believe that his fights were fixed for whatever reason. Then, I mean, I can see how you say that. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Anything else on the agenda today to talk about, man? Anything else y'all want to talk about, man? Before I go ahead and call it, we hit. My goal was to hit 2 hours today because we had a lot to talk about. We definitely did that, man. So I appreciate y'all kicking it with your boy and rocking with me. Is there anything else y'all want to talk about? Okay, I have a question too. So what if what would y'all say what if Bivol knocks out Beterbiev? What are the chances that y'all think Bivol can knock out Beterbiev? I think people are sleeping on that possibility, man. Like I said, Beterbiev has been touched before. He been dropped by Callum Johnson, and I believe it was somebody else. I believe it was Jeff Page. But I'll have to go back and go look, and I don't feel like looking right now. I mean, the computer's right here, but I don't feel like going and doing that research. Somebody could tell me in the chat. I believe it was Jeff Page that dropped him. So he can be touched. But like I said, Bivol's not a big puncher, but I could see Bivol being able to outbox Beterbiev and overwhelming him with his ability, you know. But I just find it hard. I find it hard to believe that Bivol will knock out Beterbiev. I think if Bivol wins, it's going to be a decision. And I think if Beterbiev wins, I could even see Beterbiev. Well, no. I was gonna say I could see Beterbiev possibly wins a decision too, but I feel like if Beterbiev wins, I mean, just from historically speaking, you know, if Beterbiev wins, it's most likely gonna be a knockout. You know, he doesn't have 100% KO rate for nothing. So I got like I said, right now tonight, y'all ask me tomorrow, good Lord willing, but tonight, right now, at this moment, I got Beterbiev winning. But you know, like I said, I thought about this in the past, and sometimes I had Bivol, sometimes I had Beterbiev, but that lets me know, because I am flip-flopping so much and so unsure and uncertain, that this is going to be a great, fantastic, spectacular fight up until that first bell rings, and then we're going to know something, because I don't even think they're going to have a fill-out round, because these guys want to get to each other from what they're saying, you know, and how they're looking. I'm not even sure they'll have a fill-out round, man. I think they're going to approach the fight, and once that bell rings, they're going to go at it like featherweights. You know, featherweights don't have no fill-out round. Those little divisions, they don't have no fill-out round, boy. It's all action, all go from jump, man. It's 100% foot heavy on the gas all the way. So I think that's how this fight will be. As long as it lasts, it's going to be action-packed. And that makes for great entertainment, man. All the way, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sirski. Yes, sir. Hell yeah, man. Bivol got a small chance on knocking Arthur, but maybe he can. Yeah, I think it's a very small chance, you know, especially being 50% KO rate. I think it's a small chance, but hey, maybe, man, you never know. You never know. Like we said, he's been. I will say this, though. I will say this, Jansen. The people that knocked down Beterbiev, they weren't the greatest boxers, right? And when a good boxer, like Bivol, or like Terrence Crawford, or like, you know what I'm saying, or like Andre Ward, when they get you hurt, they know how to finish. You see what I'm saying? So if Bivol can get Beterbiev hurt, you never know. You never know. I'll tell you that. But Beterbiev has that killer in him too. He gets you hurt, boy, you out of there too. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm gonna be honest though. I will say this. I know this is gonna sound slightly contradictory on the surface, but try to follow what I'm saying. I will say this: if Beterbiev gets Bivol hurt, I'm not saying that Bivol will recover, but I think that Bivol has a better chance of recovering from being hurt against Beterbiev than Beterbiev does at recovering if Bivol hurts him. Because I think that when you get hurt by a good boxer, and Beterbiev is a good boxer too. Like I said, I'm not underrating his boxing skills, but I think Bivol is a better boxer, slightly better. And I think that if Bivol gets him hurt, I don't think Bivol will let him recover. But I think Bivol is such a good boxer, and I think that he's so calm that when he does, if he does get hurt, I think he'll be better at weathering the storm. You know what I'm saying? And keeping his composure than Beterbiev would be. But that's just my thoughts. But of course I think Beterbiev has a better chance of hurting Bivol than the other way around. I agree with you. Bivol does have a small chance of hurting him, but you never know, man. You never know. So we shall see, man. We shall see for sure. For sure, good Lord willing, we gonna see, man. Good Lord willing. Rio said, I've been watching Baki, Kengan and Ashura, and Record of Rain. I like a lot. They all still good for the 8th. Yeah, bro. I love Kengan. I watched Kengan and Ashura so many times, bro. I love Kengan. That's a good show right there. I didn't like Baki. I thought Baki was too extreme and too far-fetched. People getting shot in the mouth and electrocuted and not dying and then swimming out from a submarine 20 leagues under the sea, 1,000 leagues under the sea. But Kenshin Ashura is just straight hands. I love that. So I like Kengan a lot. But yeah, Chad, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, man. Appreciate y'all kicking it with me. Please don't forget to hit that like button on the video. It don't cost you nothing. It's free, you know what I'm saying? And it helps me out a lot. He said if Arthur knocked out Bivol, then Arthur deserves a higher spot in the I agree. For the pound for pound, higher than Canelo. Ooh. Higher than if Arthur knocks out Bivol, higher than Canelo. I think that depends on how I know a lot of people aren't giving Canelo credit for Munguia, but I do. I think Munguia, this is a good test. It's not the best test. It's not David Benavidez or David Morrell or Jamal Charlo. But I think it depends on how this fight with Munguia goes to put him above Canelo. But I agree with you that I think on that list, they had what? Canelo at number 4? Yeah, if they put him above Canelo, yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I would have to sit and think, but yeah, I'm cool with that. But if Canelo stops Munguia, I think that's debatable. But I wouldn't mind that. That wouldn't be a bad look. I don't think that's unreasonable. Bivol outpointed Canelo a good fighter. Facts. Bivol definitely outpointed Canelo. That's a fact. Bivol, but Canelo was coming up in weight, from 168. But it's he's still outpointing him. Canelo's pound for pound, one of the pound for pound best. One of the all-time greats. So he definitely, like I said, I give a lot of people discredit Bivol for that because they say, oh, he was a light heavyweight, he's bigger, but Canelo is a monster, man. So I don't discredit him for that at all. But I do also consider that Canelo is not a natural light heavyweight too. You can't ignore that. But I still give Canelo a lot of credit. I mean Bivol a lot of credit for that. Canelo didn't get his belt stripped, like that's crazy. Yep, gotta talk to the sanctioning bodies about that, man. Because they want to get that check. They tax those fees. So, it's very advantageous for them to keep the belt with the cash cow. You know that. Yep. But I do think that if you don't fight your mandatories, and that's what's supposed to happen. As much as I like Canelo, but that's just the truth. That's how it should be. So you got to blame the sanctioning bodies. And that's why I rock with you, Jansen, because like you said, they didn't strip him. You look how fast they stripped Terrence Crawford, right? And gave his belt to Boots, right? Because Terrence Crawford is not a big cash cow like Canelo. And so I like the fact that you put the onus of the blame on the organizations and not just the boxer, because people forget that. You could blame Canelo for not fighting his mandatory, but it's up to the association and the organization and the sanctioning bodies to enforce the mandates and enforce the mandatories. You see what I'm saying? So while of course Canelo could fight whoever he wants, and if he really wanted to fight Benavidez, then it would happen. But at the same time, if it doesn't happen, then the sanctioning body is supposed to do their job and do their part. It's funny, the ones that they strip, right? The ones that they strip overnight, but then, so yeah, that's why I rock with you, Jensen, because You pay attention to the full scope. You're not just tunnel vision and bias. You know, that's how people get biased. Everybody has different opinions. It's fine to have different opinions, but what's not good is for people to, you know, be blindly biased. You know, that's just a sign of ignorance. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me as always, man. Love y'all for real. Hopefully I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Remember, we stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at a bare minimum. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come through and kick it with your boy. And so like I said, you can always join the Discord. I'll put you up on the screen right here, and we can come talk, man. It's not just a one-man show. You know, I love to hear from y'all, not just in the chat, but also in you know, on the voice as well. So I really appreciate y'all for real, man. I love y'all, man. I love the company, man. Hey, Julio in the building, my guy. What's good? Good talk, great boxing. No, I appreciate that, Julio. Thank you, man. Thank you. Big salute, bro. Thank you for coming through. But yeah, anytime y'all want to join, like I said, I'm on every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, we always provide live boxing commentary for the fight. The next one will be Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia this Saturday. Good Lord willing, we see the brightness of that beautiful day. But yeah, even on Wednesday pro fights, we do live commentary. I'm starting to think I'm gonna do go live with the stream more often than Monday, Wednesday, Fridays though. Sometimes I will pop up on a Tuesday or Sunday or Thursday, but I just schedule myself for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so y'all know I will be there like clockwork. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, man. But I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all be easy. God bless. You know Jay Appetite. Of course, I know the cruiserweight, man. Or yeah, the cruiserweight. He's Australian too. Yeah, Jay Appetite. They're talking about Jay Appetite fighting the winner of Artur Beterbiev and Bivol too, which I thought was kind of crazy. Because I've heard that people that Saudi Arabia said that they want Jay Appetite to fight the winner of Bivol and Beterbiev, and that they want him to fight the winner of Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. I said, guys, hey, he gonna fight the winner of everybody? I heard he gonna fight the winner of Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia too. This man fight the winner of everybody. I said, what the hell? But yeah. So I think that'd be a good match. I don't see Jay Appetite. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he'll beat. Maybe him and Usyk will be a good matchup since Usyk was also coming up from cruiserweight, but I don't see him having a chance against a real heavyweight like Anthony Joshua or Tyson Fury or any of those big guys. And I think that I kind of feel like he's too big for Bivol and Beterbiev, especially Bivol. At least Beterbiev has a big punch, so I think he's kind of too big for those guys, you know, which is why he's in the coincidentally or not coincidental, he's in the middle of the two weight classes, you know, he's somewhere in between. So I think that's where he's right at. But yeah, I know Jay Appetite. Out of Australia, the Down Under, Aussie boxing with Tim Tszyu and all them, and Sky Nicholson and all them. But yeah, man, I'm out though, for real, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Don't forget to check out the videos, y'all. Go check out the videos. We dropped 3 videos today, man. Y'all be easy. God bless. We out. Peace. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.